So we got this delay.
Yep. It depends on the quality of your Wi-Fi. Warren, don't worry about it. Yes, and a very good welcome here to Kingswood Oval for the first round of the O'Neill Sports ATCA 2020 Division 1 Group 3. We apologise for the delayed start with the commentary. I know we've had the footage up so far, and as you can see from the middle, Marion are batting first. We, of course, have Marion, the Rams, taking on Unley, the Gunners, here today. As I mentioned, we are at Kingswood Oval. My name is Ben Tippett. The umpires today, Andrew Tyson and Nigel Weston. We've just had our first wicket, and we'll run through what's been happening in a minute. As the bowler comes into bowl, this is Will Faulkner bowling. And with me today, I have Warren Ainscoe, who's an Unley legend. Warren, welcome. How are you?
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, great. Excited to be here. Great weather and a massive crowd here with Unley juniors training at the same time. So there's about 200 kids running around the oval. Absolutely.
You can see over the far end there, over by the net's a bit of a clinic going on. It's a lovely day for cricket here at Kingswood. That's the end of the over. Will Faulkner bowling a very, very tight over there. Also with us, we have Graham Matthews, 2020 legend. How are you, Graham?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Ben.
Good.
Really good to be here. So good to have cricket back. Yeah, it's obviously been a tough few months in the rest of the world, but how good is this to sit in the sunshine and just watch some club cricket?
Absolutely, and we'll talk about some of those challenges and changes today. Warren, of course, sits on the ATCA board, so he will give us some good insights throughout the day. But we're just out here at the moment. Fantastic day, round 1 of 2020 cricket. The season proper starts next week. Warren, how's everyone feeling from an Unley perspective?
Oh, everyone's super keen to get out there. I suppose we've got about half the A-grade squad playing today. Everyone's, the other half are keeping their partners happy, having the week off. Obviously committed to no T20. At the moment with Unley, we've just got the president there, Ollie Smith, coming in. We can see the rust falling off his arms, so the big red machine's coming in to bowl now.
As he comes in, a little bit short there. The ball didn't quite get up short of a length. Did you have a look at the pitch this morning, Warren? I know there was a game on before. What's the pitch normally doing?
I did. We've Unley have just moved to different curators this year. We've curated in-house for the last 35 years. We've gone outside to D&D curators. So, Clint, if you're listening, mate, we're on your deck. It looks like it's holding up quite well. Thursday, we were unsure if we were going to get a game away.
Smith comes in again. Oh, that's almost caught down the leg side, I thought. So the umpire called wide.
I came out Thursday night. The actual oval was soaked. Council just whacked on a few 100 tonnes of sand there, a bit of top dressing. So a few of the boys with their zinc cream think they're out on the beach at the moment. But the pitch was pretty dry, so he got it started Thursday, which was fantastic. Obviously with a late...
Smith comes in again. Just off the pad, no run scored.
With the late start for football there and getting the wicket up, doing a bit of maintenance and top dressing, it's pretty tough to top dress and scarify and all that in the small window. So wickets got started late this week and the rain didn't help, so it was against us. But geez, a bit of wind and a bit of sun, she's dried out and it's looking magnificent.
Absolutely. As Smith comes in again. Oh, that's hit over gully, heading towards the boundary. Bit of sand left over there. Will it go? That fantastic diving effort to
Jared
save.
Enright.
Well done, Jared.
Just celebrated his 35th birthday, I reckon, the other week.
And very good from Harry Treloar as well, working in teams there. Harry Treloar, the captain, of course.
Yeah, Harry's stepping up this year, named T20 captain. Come back, had a couple of years at Sturt. He used to captain all through the juniors with us. ATCA, I reckon he won the bowling trophy in his last year of 17s. Spent a couple of years at Sturt. Did play in our A-grade A2 losing grand final a few years ago, and then went to Sturt, and now he's back with us. Great lad. really popular on and off the pitch.
And after this over, I might get you to run through the Unley squad for us today. Just wait as Faulkner comes in again. Bowls. Short again, looked like it was going over the top. No appeal.
Yes, Unley have come in with a grand final rematch from last year. A few new players from that. Andrew Brown's come across from hard wicket. Spent many years in Victoria. He looks a handy guy at training. Rate him highly. The rest of the guys mainly played last year, and a new one that we came in was Will Faulkner. Will's an old Mercedes boy with Captain Harry Trelaw, so the old gang are getting back together.
Yep.
Will made his grade debut last year at Stir. I reckon he made 90 on debut, so not a bad way to start. Unley's other guest player is Sonny Gautam. Sonny came over from Victoria as well last year for Southerns, played with Unley in the T20s. That was a joint deal we had with them.
Oh, very well bowled there.
So Sonny's now in the Sri Lankan Premier League auction, which is coming up soon. So he's looking to head over there, possibly in November there. I saw Johnny Bairstow's in that auction as well. It's a bit of South Australian flavour. I saw Aaron Summers.
Aaron Summers, yeah.
That's Woodville, so obviously a fair standard there. Sonny was written about by Stuart McGill recently about...
Yep.
Sorry guys, just got a message there. We're having a bit of trouble with my cricket. Don't get mad at me, please, was I? So no, that's all right, mate. We'll be right. We'll get it sorted. But yeah, so yeah.
So we've got a bowling, or is it Faulkner on
back
here?
On.
Will Faulkner. We'll be bowling to Ishan Amarasinghe. Very well bowled there. Just outside the off stump. Amarasinghe tried to run that one down to third man with a late cut. Didn't quite connect. Never cut the off spinner was always the...
Especially off the front foot, eh?
Absolutely. Faulkner in again, this time dropping it at his feet. Looking for a run but sent back. Asila Selahua. Apologies if we didn't pronounce that quite correctly, but we might just go with Asila at the moment. As Faulkner comes in again. Very nice shot there from Amarasinghe. Over mid-wicket, and that one's going to be 4.
Beat the big fella Andrew Brown on the boundary there. Didn't move too well. Must be a fast bowler, I reckon.
That's much better than cutting, hitting with the spin. Does he turn him that much?
I haven't seen. This is the first time I've seen Will.
Yep, okay.
Impressed by his haircut, though. Some nice curly locks up there.
Faulkner in again. Bit of a straighter one that time. Just bunted down to 45 position for no run.
Issues on strikes, been a strong player through Adelaide Turf for many years with the old Adelaide High AHOS team, and then more recently with Marion the last few years. Very, very good player. And
we'll get Graham to run through the Marion squad perhaps after this over. As Faulkner comes in again. Oh, there's that cut shot again, flirting with trouble. I don't mind that field position leaving. We've got a cover who's shortish and a point, and I reckon Amarasinghe, the old Ish, is just eyeing off that gap there. Very smart bowling from the off spinner. And that's over, of course. In this 2020 format, we have 5 overs from each end to save time. And that's going to be the end of the first 5-over block. And we might take that time, Graham, to run us through the Marion squad. Who have they got in their team today?
Yeah, so Marion have got a very exciting team. They've got 4 teenagers out on the park today. The one I'm really looking forward to is Austin Robertson. He's a 16-year-old leg spinner. We all know how hard leg spin is,
absolutely,
to perfect. So really looking forward to him. I think he'll, be excited to bowl on this pitch as well, because it is going to hold up a little bit. Another one to look out for is Tim Stewart. He's 17 years old. He's the son of Marion legend Rob Stewart. Said to be a very big and up-and-coming talent. So, yeah, it should be good.
Oliver Smith bowling another over here. That's player miss outside off stump.
I'm pretty sure we'll have Tim's dad, Rob, saying a few words at some stage today. He's sitting behind us, keeping us on our toes.
Keep going there, Graham.
Yeah, so interesting, the two batsmen. I mean, I've just mentioned the 4 teenagers that are playing today. The two batsmen that are out there at the moment are at the age of 40 years old and 37 years old. So we've got a really good mix. I'm sure Marion don't want to talk about the average age of their team because it will be a bit higher as he's gone for another big heave to the leg side and has missed it. But, you know, it's just so good to be here in club cricket and have guys who, you know, are pushing 40 but then also got 16 and 19-year-olds. Yeah, it's what the game's about.
Absolutely. I think that's the Adelaide turf way, isn't it? It's I think we did an interview during the week and you said there's something for everyone in Adelaide turf cricket.
Oh, definitely. I think Marion do a fantastic job with their kids coming through. Last year in the T20 final, they had a lot of kids in the team as well. Some of them had to make a decision about playing under 18 finals or playing in the Div 1 T20 final. Yeah. That's a fantastic thing. I think credit to Marion and where they're trying to head as well.
Absolutely. And Smith continuing here. He's bowling a really, really good line just outside the off stump. Really, really teasing Amarasinghe here. Hasn't quite connected one. Does he generally move it away from the lefty?
Yes, he's usually pushes it away. He actually bowled a great spell to the Aussies this year in the nets. He's been bowling to the internationals the last few years, and I was actually there watching him tying up Marcus Harris. Well, that might have been a couple of years ago. But, yeah, he bowled a great line. He bowled for about an hour and a half. He was pretty happy with himself. He got himself on the cricket show as well with that Ashes documentary that was just on. A quick flash. Apparently he had it on vision there with his TV on slow-mo, and he just caught some of his wispy red hair on that. So he's pretty happy with himself.
So he's good to the lefties, as you say. He's got a right-hander on strike now. As he comes in. Another quick single there. Sorry, that was Amarasinghe on strike. Just having a look around the field. Got one out deep cover, one out at third man for the left-hander. Smith in again. Tersila. Persisting with that line outside off stump. A bit of a French cut there to the short fine leg. And the guys sneak through for one. And that's the over. Apologies, it wasn't the end of the first 5 over break.
Umpires are changing every over.
Changing, yes, they are. That's what threw me.
It catches you out.
Yeah, it does. It does. So this one should be the last over of this first block of 5.
Will Faulkner's third over.
Bowled well, Faulkner. Will he bowl through, you think?
Oh,
as I said,
I'm not sure. Harry's first time senior captain.
Yep.
He's bowled his mate first up. Obviously, he's going to buy him a few beers at the Dog and Duck tonight, I reckon.
At the Dog and Duck and not the TA? This is your chance to clap the...
we'll warm up at the TA, the Torrens Arms Hotel. Great supporters there, Sam and Tom.
Yes.
And I was speaking to the bar manager before, Tom. They're going to see if they can put it up on the screen there. They've been a fantastic supporter for Unley for a long time now.
So just having a bit of a chat about the field here. Potentially who they want out.
I think they had to move Denton Basey there, number 9, for his lack of pace. They realised if the ball goes to him, there's an easy 2, so they've moved him into close to the batsman.
Faulkner in again, round the wicket to the left hand, and he's taken a wicket. Fantastic catch behind there. And Asila trying to hit over long off. Didn't quite connect, nicked that one through to the keeper. And a very good catch by Bailey Corbin. So Will Faulkner with that wicket. Who have we got coming in now, Graham?
So next batsman is Nick Malia, 18-year-old, one of the teenagers that we were talking about. He's got quite a good name going for himself at the moment.
Yep.
I think what's important, what he's going to have to do here is hopefully he's watched the first 2 batsmen bat. You've got to play it straight on this wicket so far, and actually just look for the gaps. You know, let's see how the youngster goes.
You definitely get caught in T20 cricket when you're a young player trying to hit boundaries, and it's more, I think, about trying to score off more balls. Well, particularly on a wicket like this, it might be a little bit slow.
Oh, it is. I watched the first game there, and yeah, it was just slow. The guys were struggling with their timing. then you'll get a guy with a ball in the slot and he'll put one over the top, and then the next 5 balls he's swinging as hard as he can, and whatever else. So yeah, it's a tough wicket to bat on. I reckon you've just got to work it. You'll see some of the smarter heads coming in later. The Wiz, Warwick Sansborough, he'll relish these conditions. So
what do you think's a good score on this wicket in a T20 game?
Oh, I think T20 in Adelaide turf, 120 is something that you like. You know, if you can make 120 or keep them at 120, that's sort of a number that is in our heads.
So Faulkner in again. A good start to the new batsman, making him play straight away. Malia on the front foot. Big stride in early, just covering any potential turn there. Comes in again. Oh, that's a big swing. Second ball trying to hit through cover.
I think Unley have got their field place in pretty spot on here, especially for the new batsman. You know, he's under a little bit of pressure. This fielder's in, and obviously on the boundary. If there is that bad ball, they do have protection.
Definitely agree with that. I'm not sure if we can see it on the screen there, but they've got a deep, probably cow corner, as we'd say, maybe a little bit squarer than a traditional cow, and then a whitish long on. He comes in again. And he's bowling a good line here, sort of attacking that off stump.
That's 4. Is that 3 or 4 dot balls in a row here to Malia? Yeah. He's just a young fella here. This will test his patience, I reckon. I'd flight one up to him, see what happens here. Ooh.
Again, the cross bat, not probably the best shot selection to use on this pitch.
Yeah.
Not straight away anyway. So.
I agree with that. I think that gap at cover is definitely playing on the batter's mind, and very good bowling there from Faulkner, and good captaincy from Harry Treloar.
Yeah. Should we be looking to play in the V straight up, boys, you reckon?
Yep.
Push the ball down the ground,
Absolutely.
Get the single, turn the strike over. Coming into bowl now is Sam Powell.
Tell us a bit about Sam.
Sam's been an Unley high boy. We had a lot of Unley high boys come through at the same time. He was in a good group of mates. A few of them have moved into state. There's still a few playing around, but Sam spent a bit of time at Adelaide. Had a couple of days out. At Adelaide. His T20's his go. I just reckon he comes in, he reminds me a bit of Benny Lachlan. He bowls a lot of slower balls and fast off-cutters, hard to pick. With the wickets doing something, he's unplayable. So he had a great T20 series last year for us. Be interesting to see what he does here. I see the O'Neill's logo in the background there, the T20 O'Neill Sports competition this year.
So the pink ball specialist, Sam Power.
He loves the pink, old Sam. I've seen him on the 8-ball table as well. He's pocked a few pinks in his day.
As he comes into Amarasinghe. Little dab shot there down towards gully, and they sneak through for a single. Good batting, I think. Trying to rotate the strike batter on ball, as you said, last over is definitely an important thing.
I did have a giggle today. There's Unley and their new kit with TO Hotel as the major sponsor there. Sam rolled up in last year's kit.
Okay.
We've been looking for it for a while. And he goes, I've got the other one as well. I've got the away strip. So
the Dog and Duck sponsorship on
no,
that one.
not the Dog and Duck, mate. I reckon we had Solitaire Motors on ones and Telstra on the other.
Nice.
Well, it was Asic Couriers, actually.
Okay.
Former Marion boy, Chris Getty there.
Power in again to Malia. Big stride forward from Malia and just bunts that one down. Short third man. That fielder's back right on the fielding circle there. And again, they get through for a single.
That was fielded by Tadanaki. He came over from Sri Lanka there. Has played first-class cricket, scored a first-class century. So he's had a few years off cricket. He's come back and he's getting his fitness back in.
And that's out. Very well bowled there from Powell. He gets a wicket in his first over. Ishan Amarasinghe trying to go over mid-on. Couldn't quite get it on this slow pitch. Probably held up in the wicket. Couldn't quite clear that man, and a very, very easy catch there, taking it mid-on. In a little bit of trouble here, Marion. 3 wickets down.
Yeah, you needed Amarasinghe to just hang around a little bit longer. You know, he's obviously been at the crease a little bit longer. he was playing better shots than the other batsmen, so bit of a blow to Marion.
Yeah.
But you know, we spoke about him in the preview. Tim Stewart, one to look out for. You know, son of Marion legend Rob Stewart.
Yep.
He's now just strolled to the crease. So you've got a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old together.
Yep.
Interesting to see how they apply themselves and how they go.
Absolutely. And do you think that the pressure was starting to build on Amarasinghe there, just maybe because there are a few dot balls at the other end?
Yeah, definitely, and we haven't seen many boundaries either.
No.
So I think, you know, in modern day cricket with T20s, people think 4s and 6s is the way to go, and on difficult to pitch like this and a slower outfield, it's actually 1s and 2s that, you know, get the scoreboard ticking. So I think they've created their own problems a little bit here, Marion,
Yep.
but let's see how Stewart goes.
Power in again to Stewart. Good start. He looks solid there. Nice. Technically on the front shoe as he just punches that one to cover for no run. Harry Treloar, the captain, does the fielding.
Just got a tap on the shoulder from Tim's dad then.
Yeah.
Rob. I asked him if he wanted to commentate, and he's taken a few steps backwards now.
Power in again. And that one's just played down nicely off the front shoe again, just towards mid-on. This is an all-important ball, isn't it? He's bowled a really good over here from Power. You just want to close it out. Sometimes people get in the habit of pole hunting, trying to take a wicket. Just bowl a dot ball, finish the over. And he does. That is over. I was going to say made a liar out of me, but no. Fantastic first up over there from Power. Just trying to see who.
Will Faulkner coming back in to bowl out, bowl
Yep.
his fourth.
Great.
It's Unley here. We're coming from the bottom end now. Traditionally, the end they're bowling at now is uphill into the wind. So any fast bowler, when they come to Unley, always grab the Mitcham girls high end. Just run with the wind in your back downhill. It makes life easier.
And that's your preferred end?
I did it for about 10 years. It gave me a bald spot on the top of my head. So
Called the Ainscough end, I think. That one.
I'll tell you what, I owe Mitcham a bit of money for the amount of times the guys hit me through the windows there for sixes and smashed windows.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see how Faulkner goes from this end. He bowled brilliantly from the other end.
This is the end that you get to turn a bit more. It gets a bit of grip there. There's a bit of kike at that end. So usually the guys that seam and cut the ball, this is the end they do clean up on.
And that's a lovely shot there. Down to long on for one. That's almost what the batters need to do at the moment. Just work the singles, wait for a bad ball, try to capitalise on that. But if they can look at where the deep fielders are and just punch the ones into the gap, get the scoreboard ticking over, that shot there just puts a little bit of pressure on everyone.
I just think here, there's a lot of dot balls now at the moment. So the guys there, they're going to hit some boundaries later, but it's these dot balls that keep adding up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Stewart's seeing gold here, I think. He's trying to clear the fence. Yeah, Malia's actually gone about his business quite well. At the start of his innings, he's been pushing it around and taking the ones, whereas we've just seen another heave now from Stewart. Yeah, it's not the right wicket for it, is it?
Yeah, it's three identical there, and what I'd like to see players do is try something a little bit different. Maybe come in and bat outside leg stump a little bit and try and punch it into that offside, or even straighten up a little bit.
He's obviously reminiscent about how his dad used to bat.
And obviously bowling at a good pace, Faulkner. I haven't seen anyone really use their feet to him at the moment. Maybe a little bit too fast, the pace through the air to get down the wicket.
Hasn't really got it over the eye line, has he?
True.
So he's darting them in there on this deck. I reckon it's a pretty good thing.
Potentially a little arm ball, that one. But very, very good over. Just the one from it. You can see a bit of sand in the outfield. Obviously, this ground gets used for footy. The Unley Jets play here, and generally later in the season, after the Scarifier sort of settles down, it's not a bad outfield, was?
Oh, it's the council. I've got to give credit to the council here. We had some subsurface irrigation put in 11 years ago. So we lived with 9 years of pain of a watering system that never really took off. Had a lot of dead patches and whatever else, but to the council's credit, they had a 10-year contract. They broke it in the last year because it was cheaper, apparently, to pay the contract out, and then they invested a lot of money in new sprinklers out here, pop-ups and whatever else. And I think how the Oval's looking at the moment is the best I've seen it this time of the year. Footy still cop the hammering. I mean, Unley Jets have got kids coming out of everywhere. They're a massive junior club, very well run. Great to be partners with them at this facility here.
The Powers started very well this over. First up slow ball, you said that was his specialty, and followed up with a lovely length delivery there. I've been impressed so far. Very talented bowler, hit very accurate.
I haven't seen much of Sam bowl because I never see him at training, but he's got a few excuses, the lad.
Fair enough. Another slower ball there, the back of the hand slower ball. Punched into the offside for one. So what do Marion need to do here, Graham?
I think they're going to keep ticking the scoreboard over, but they also do need to start finding the boundaries.
Yep.
It's been a few overs since the umpires have actually had to move their arms. So important not to lose a wicket in the next over or two. As Stewart's gone for a big one now, and it's over the fielder's head, so they should get two, which they do. I think they've got to just start working the ball around a little bit more. Wait for the bad ball. They are going to come. Unley bowlers have been doing well, but a bad ball will come. And they've just got to set up a platform so they can at least launch in the last 5-6 overs.
Yep.
Very lucky there. Picked the oldest man out in the Unley field there. Waruna Harath, another Sri Lankan here who's played first class cricket. Waruna's 42, so
going over the top again. And another two.
A couple Sri Lankans playing today. Good to see.
I think through the Adelaide Turf competition, it's great. There are a lot of Sri Lankan, Indian, Pakistan players. It's great. Very, very passionate from the subcontinent. Love their cricket. And great people too. Like, just love talking about the game, which is fantastic.
there is another. They had a club, Adelaide Lions, started up a few years ago with the Sri Lankan community. We lost a few boys to them. Fantastic thing that they're doing out there, those guys.
And was it premiership in their first year, I think, in one of the grades?
I reckon they started off in B1.
Yep.
Last year they were in A3. They were so far ahead just after Christmas, and I'm not sure what happened. And with COVID, they were top, and then in the last game they dropped to third. So they're staying in A3 this year. I mean, they've got some fantastic players, and the support they've got in their community. Their season launch a couple of years ago, I was invited to but couldn't attend, but I saw some photos and it was unbelievable. The amount of people there, the amount of support they've got in their community. These guys love cricket, and I must say they play in a fantastic spirit, these guys.
Yes. Who have we got coming on here to bowl? Number 7.
Sonny Gautam.
Sonny Gautam. And we are able to say a score. It's currently 3 for 22. Apologies for that. My cricket has been down. Sonny comes into bowl. Trying to cut there through the offside, but manages to squeeze it out for one.
So Sonny comes to us. He's our guest player from Southern Districts. 2 years ago he was playing over in Victoria. Was in the grade team of the year. Over there, had a fantastic season.
Gets through the overs quickly, which is fantastic to see in T20 cricket, and that's very well bowled. Third ball, through everything, and takes his first wicket for the day.
He does have a doocerer, so he's a very, very cunning bowler. Here we go. We're just having a look at a replay now here, guys.
Very well bowled. It's straight
drifted
through
away,
the gate, didn't it?
drifted away and came back in there. I don't know. Who was that? What batsman was that one?
That was Stewart. So, it didn't really settle. Tim Stewart, was looking for the big shots. And I think, the new batsman coming in now, he needs to just try and feed the strike to Nick Malia and, just get him working it around a bit more. He seems set. He seems to know what the bowlers are doing.
I did hear from Tim's dad then that he just got a message that his mum's not cooking him tea tonight. He was looking for double figures, so is a bit in trouble.
There we go. Who we got coming in now, Graham?
Next batsman, Sean Williams. A very interesting one. Everything that I've heard about him and know about him is that he's a quick bowler. He's the opening bowler, left arm fast. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes with the bat.
Well, he's got the shirt out, so he doesn't look like he's the. You got to look like a batsman, I think, to start with. So Sean, if you're listening, get your shirt tucked in, fella. Even though it's 2020 cricket.
I think with 2020 we can be a little bit more relaxed. I mean, some of these shirts that they're coming with now, the cuts of them are designed not to be tucked in. But he still looks a bit Parklands cricketer for me, but he is a very good player. Spent a fair bit of time at Southerns.
Yep. We'll see what he's got here. Couple on the front shoe. Be interesting to see if he just tosses this one outside off stump a little bit, tries to invite the shot over the mid-off. Down the leg side and a wide, and we'll have another. We have to bowl that one again. Coming in again, Williams on strike. Just punches that one into the offside. Again, not really looking for a single early, just looking to look at a couple of balls, get himself in. I'd much prefer to see the guys come in and try and get the scoreboard ticking straight away. Gautam in again. Oh, a bit of a straighter one. There's a big shout, and that's out. We saw the last one didn't turn a great deal when he snuck it through the gate. So if that one is pitched in line, I think Williams looked a little bit disappointed, but as we see the replay, I think that was very, very close.
That came back a fair bit, didn't it? Hey, what do you say to your kids? Get on the front foot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he'd done that perfectly the 3 balls before. Marion lose another wicket. They're staring down the barrel of being bowled out quite cheaply here unless they can do something with a couple of lower order partnerships.
Oh, they've got the whizzes in the shed still, Stansborough. Very crafty campaigner. He's just saving himself here.
So Stansborough, does he tend to do that in 2020 cricket that you've seen? Is he someone that likes to come in with 5 overs to go and finish the innings?
He's shouldered the load for a lot of time. I look back from afar and just admire him, how he gives these guys, empowers the other guys as well. Yep. But then he'll come in and still make a contribution. So he just seems to have this knack of when they're in trouble, he's there.
Yep.
I've just seen that again, time and time again from him. He's a great player.
Tim Scott's our new batsman. All-rounder. 21 years old as well. So, again, it'll be interesting to see how the younger players go on this pitch.
Marley is still on strike here. Power comes in again. Well bowled, and that is played behind square on the leg side. They'll pick up 2. Bit more of a positive intent from Malia there, which is great to see. A little bit straighter than Power's been today. Look to see if he adjusts that line back outside off stump as he comes in again. There's that slower ball. Very nice shot there. Straight back. On a better day, that might have gone for 4. But it looks like they're going to get 2, and they did. Very good running in the end because they made it.
That play there may fit in perfectly to our Almost Cricket Legends out of that run.
Absolutely. And
sponsored by ISC.
Absolutely. The old Almost Cricket Legends segment from the ATCA this year. Great slide from Gautam there. Power comes in again. Bowls that slow. Oh, almost a fantastic caught and bowled. Very well struck there from Marlio. Straight back at him. Power couldn't quite pull it in.
That's cost him $2, I reckon, boys.
$2, but save 4.
In the kitty.
Yeah. It looks like mid-on just took a couple of steps back. Power comes in again. Another slower ball, and that's another French cut. Just for 1 into the leg side.
It's important here for Marion that Malia doesn't get out now. You know, he's pretty set. He's starting to play good shots. He's getting the runs. You know, a little bit lucky with the drop catch there.
Yep.
But, yeah, important that he keeps his wicket and bats all the way through.
And there's plenty of time. We still have not halfway through yet, so plenty of time to bat. We'll see what Scott's got to offer as he faces up. Power coming in. Bit of a quicker one there, and that is out.
Andrew Tyson didn't hesitate with that one. The finger up.
Very, very quickly. Another LBW. Extremely well bowled from Power there. Just mixes his pace up so well. As we see a replay. Hit the hole brilliantly there. Not too many questions about that one. That is probably hitting middle. And Scott on his way back to the pavilion. Who have we got coming in now, Graham?
So we've got Adam Rowe, who's the wicketkeeper batsman.
Yep.
Yeah, he's steady as old. Let's see how he goes. Nickname Rowie.
That's
quite
original.
Quite an obvious one, yeah.
A bit like Wazza, isn't it?
A little bit. A little bit. I saw as we got the profiles through, there are a few interesting ones. You know, Oliver's called Ollie and things like that. And even a first name nickname, it's not the...
He's been teased for years, hasn't he?
Adam Rowe on strike. Sam Power with his tail up as he comes in to bowl to the new batsman. Starts with a quicker one, right on the money early. Rowe on the front shoe, and that ends another Power over. They're currently 6 for 29.
So Malia's on, he's on 9 or 15. You know, just to put it into perspective, like you were saying, Ben, still a long way to go. You know, no point just going for the big 6s and 4s now. You've got to still build the innings and set up a platform that you can then go for those big shots. But it's imperative that he stays there.
Absolutely.
Doesn't throw it away.
And that's 10 overs gone, so we'll change ends again for the next block of 5. And it's important, exactly as you said from Malia, to know that you've got someone like Stansborough coming through or still in the shed. So if he can still be there and bat through.
I'm looking at the Marion lineup here, and I think Unley here, what's really kept the scoring down is their spinners there. Will Faulkner's bowled his 4 overs, 2 for 8. Sonny Gautam, 2 for 2 off his first over. So these guys, Sam Power bowls those slow meds with, you know, just nipping them around there. And I'll look at their lineup here, and you got Shah Robinson. A couple of years ago, we played out at Marion in a T20 on a Tuesday night, and they went in with 4 spinners.
Yep.
The whiz bowled, I reckon, 1 over of pace, and he gave it up and went to his little left arm tweakers, and they just wore us down that way, and looks like it's going to be a bit of a game like that again today.
Spin to win, as they say in T20 cricket. I like that intent from Malia, first ball of the over, just bunting one into the onside and getting off strike. As Gautam comes in again, very well bowled. Played into the offside there by Rowe. Just bowling a very, very good length. Tough pace to get away there. As he comes in again, bowling to Rowe. On the front foot. Blocked away for no run again. Getting through these overs very, very quickly, Gautam. He comes in again. Bit more flighted, that one.
Oh, Sonny was expecting something there, wasn't he, boys?
He was. He was. Well played from Rowe, just onto the leg side. Looked very, very comfortable, just having a look at a few. Sonny in again. Ooh. Can you pick the doosra?
From up in here, I can pick it. Especially picked it on the replay a few times, but boy, no, it was interesting last year. The wicketkeeper we had, He was making these calls after the first game. He reckons he knows it, how his fingers positioned on the ball. And the next week, I reckon he let 3 straight past him. So we said, yeah, Andy, you're really up to that one, aren't you?
I always had the old signals. I used to bowl leg spin and with my keeper, I'd always have the old signal. You know, the hand through the hair was going to be the flipper, or the scratch your neck's going to be the wrong end, or something like that. Obviously, haven't got that same system with old Sonny here yet.
Mate, you've got beautiful hair. You're always going to be running your fingers through it, aren't you? I'm jealous.
So it's going to be Powell again. Just setting the field.
Powell is just waving to a few of his family members have rolled up on the far side. I reckon he's just giving them a wave at the moment.
See what Malia tries to do this over, whether it's, I think this is Powell's 4th. Whether you see him off, he's been great so far.
He's got 2 for 12 off his 3 here. He's bowled very well. And maybe lost with downhill with the wind. No, I'm not sure about that.
And obviously Unley, great bowling depth as we've seen so far, but you know, do you take him for 4 this over and that's a win? See him off. Power comes in again. Bunted into the offside, flirting with danger there from Malia. 1, good intent to come back for 2, but it was never on, unless there's going to be an overthrow. And so he will retain the strike.
Just got a message there from the club coach, Tom Monsignor. He's the COVID officer at Karen Rolton today.
Yes.
He's having a look at he says, great footage, guys.
Excellent. Have we got a score from Karen Rolton? Maybe you could ask him what the score is down there.
I know WA were batting, I reckon.
They were. Powell in again. Bunted from Malia. Just to mid-off, that looked like the slower ball. Must a slower ball Yorker there, Graham.
Yeah, the Unley bowlers have not given much away today. I think it's just the 2 extras. So, you know, really putting the pressure on the Marion batters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to hit a Yorker for 6.
Definitely. Power in again. Good shot from Malia. Sort of heaved that one down to long on for 1.
Just having a look there, Unley have used the 4 bowlers so far with, I suppose, their spearhead, Ollie Smith bowling 2. They've still got in their sheds Andrew Brown, new guy from Victoria and hard wicket in SA. Denton Basie, he's captained our LO1s for a few years. He's a very good swing bowler.
Powell into Rowe. Another slower ball. Rowe just bunts it into the offside for no run.
Well, Runa Harath as well opens the bowling in the A grade. Very quick for a few overs at 42 years of age. Also got Captain Harry Trelaw bowls his left arm Chinamans, and I'll tell you what, when he gets them, when he lands them, they're bloody good.
Yep. Power comes in again. Another slower ball. He's executed that really well today. A little bit straight at that time. And they're going to come back for 2, and very well run there.
I like the look of Rowe. You know, he plays every ball on its merit. He's looked solid. Yeah, I think he's definitely one to keep an eye on for Marion.
Yeah, looks controlled, doesn't he? Composed at the wicket, coming in under pressure. Never easy.
Decent keeper there, and they tell me he's from the Northern Territory, so good pick up a few years. He's been there a while now.
Yep. Power comes in again. And again, just working that single through to long on.
What would you do, boys? Would you chance your arm and bring Sonny up there inside the circle?
It's a good point, isn't it? It's a very slow outfield, and the wicket probably, I think, does suggest that would be a good option.
Let the batsman take the risk and hit over the top. See what's that's hitting into the wind as well.
Definitely, and maybe have a couple back for. Give yourself the option to bowl a short ball or the big heave over mid-wicket as they've got there. But I think you're right. Maybe I would probably bring long on up and put 3rd man back. What do you think?
Yeah, could do that. Well, who we got on here? Sonny now. Yeah, would leave 3rd man up for that. But let's see if they work him down the ground or not. Just that last over. Sam Power's bowled out now. We got 2 for 18 off his 4. He'd be pretty happy with that.
Sonny comes in, bowling to Rowe. Tries to slash through the offside, gets a little edge, but there's no one there, and they get through for a single.
Interesting field selection now for the spinner. I don't know if our viewers can see it, but you've got 3 men out on the boundary, on the leg side, and none out on the offside. So, you know, you would think the bowler would then be bowling quite straight, but he's actually bowling more to the offside. So
they're turning a fair bit though, aren't they? He's turning them a fair bit.
But I don't mind that, Graham, because obviously batters have to hit against the spin, and there haven't been too many runs through there today. Sonny comes in again. Big swing, trying to heave it over mid-wicket, and again through the legs, just for 1 on the leg side.
Having a look over there, there's still about 100 kids in the nets at Unley there, still running through their first training of the year.
That one bunted away just towards the leg side again. Rowe, as you say, looks quite composed. Happy to block the good ones at the moment. Sonny comes in. Another dot ball, we're just stringing them together. This is 4th over. Sorry, 3rd over, so still 1 more.
he gets through them quick, Ben, but not that quick.
Not that quick. He comes in again. Good to see someone use their feet. Rowe comes down. That was a bit more flighted from Sonny, and probably shows that Rowe's watching the ball quite well, using his feet. First opportunity he really had to do so.
Just got a score update from the Shield. Unfortunately, it's Queensland versus Tassie, though. Tassie is 7 for 168 off 66 overs. You can just hear a bit of background noise there. There's some presentations here at Unley with the juniors, just a bit of a season launch. They just run through what they do, expectations for the year. Unfortunately, due to COVID again, the clothing hasn't rolled up on time, which is fine. It will come during the week for the boys to start next week, but usually they get their hat and clothes and water bottle today, but they'll hold out another week. Into the attack now is Andrew Brown. He does have a good variation as well, so it'd be very interesting here. I've been giving him a bit of stick since he's been to the club. He's a good lad, and I think he's fitted in really well, and he's happy being back on turf after a few years of hard wicket. So good to see him out here. He's committed. I don't think he's missed a session yet. He's led the way.
Be interesting to see how he adapts from playing on hard wicket to back on turf.
Yeah, he was out at Coromandel Valley there, or Coromandel Ramblers. We had
good start.
We've had about four of the boys that have come through Unley that have had a crack on turf have come to us, and they've played in that Adelaide Suburbans rep side, and they've come to Unley. They're all back at Coro at the moment, and the boys pointed him our way, and I really thank him for that, and I think he's going to be a good player for a while for us.
Absolutely, looked like a great start there, and single there to Rowe again, just on the offside. Looks like a good size for a bowler as well.
Yeah, he's not bad. The boys said when he came out, they said, "Oh, he's a bit like you was." I said, "What? Quick?" But I don't think that was the word they used.
Brown in again. Bowling to Malia this time, trying to slash through the offside, and again, not a lot of runs being scored through the offside there through the point region today. Malia hopefully well set at the moment, Graham.
Yeah, look, he has to bat all the way through here. You know, again, he's looking for the boundaries. There's only been one boundary in the whole innings so far, so I think it kind of tells a story of how the pitch is playing as he just hits that down to long on for one.
Yep. And Unley won the toss and bowled first. Do you have any idea? Was that a strategy the club normally runs with, or is it just reading conditions today, you think?
It's interesting. I think the boys wanted to chase.
Yep.
Last year in the final, we batted first. Didn't get off to the best start. So I think this time maybe they were thinking they'll try something different.
Brown in again. Bunted, and that's a very good catch.
Good arm there in the covers there.
Very good catch. It actually looked like it got to him slower than he expected, but he just hung in the air, didn't he? And a fantastic catch. Hopefully we can see a replay of that one.
He was lucky, he got his fingers to it there. You wouldn't have wanted Harry Treloar going for that one. Sonny's about 2 inches taller than him. Great catch, great video there, boys.
One for him to watch back later, just hanging in the air and holding it on, and more importantly, holding it when you hit the ground. That's always the tough one, isn't it?
I think we'll be sending those highlights to the Sri Lankan Premier League people there, showing there live stream. So I'm sure it's hitting the shores over there as well. They're all staying up watching it.
Absolutely. There's 150 people in that draft, 150 players in that draft. So you've got to do something to stand out. I think Johnny Bairstow did something to stand out the other day. He was at 97 off about 50 balls. But can he take a catch like that? If you're a franchise, which one would you buy?
Oh, Bairstow's a pretty fair player, isn't he?
So is that first wicket for the club then?
Oh, it is. First wicket in his first over. We'll be happy about that one.
Fantastic work for Brown.
Might be the winner. We have an inaugural, we call it the boxy here. A bit like the shoey, what Ricardo does in the F1s. We do it with a box or a boxy.
Yes.
We must say it is sanitised though, and it was new, so it's been in there. We've been having a go.
Safe box.
It is. We've had it for 3 years going there.
So it wasn't your old one?
They couldn't even fit a thimble. A shot glass was bigger than that. So this one's modern design, sleek there. Got the cup, so boys fitting about 3/4 of a can. So yeah, a bit of fun.
Who's the new batter, Graham?
So it's the skipper's come to the crease, Warwick Stanborough, 35 years old, left-hand batsman. His junior club was North Broken Hill. Our co-commentator spoke him up before the game, and that's a good solid start. So,
he played a lot of great cricket. Yep. Glenelg, West Torrens, very, very good player. Marion had him for a while. Very lucky to get a player like him. Got his brother at the club as well, so I reckon they're two good clubmen. I think Warwick stood down from A-grade captain this year, and now he's cricket director. So a guy like that doing that role, you got to give kudos to him. He wanted to bring someone else in, so I think well done to him. He's such a great bloke to have a beer with as well. When we play, usually have a beer with him after.
And that's a great start from Brown. Obviously wicket in the first over. Even that last ball, just for a player of Warwick's experience to make him play a miss like that, just hit that perfect length, and not one you want to get early. So a 6 for 39 here, 13 overs. Sonny's going to bowl his last one.
That was due home, boys. The wife's ringing me.
You got the wife calling. Tell her you're going to be a couple of hours yet. Just don't tell her about your tab either.
Oh. I'll build up my change during the winter, mate, so we got to put a fair slab on the bar so the missus doesn't know.
Absolutely. The coins out of the old coin tray.
Oh, with those.
The cup holders in the middle of your car. Good start again from Sonny. It was very well struck there from Malia. Perhaps getting the feel of the pitch, Graham, and
yeah, he's on 15 now, so he's he's been there for 26 minutes, 15 of 23, so he is looking good.
Just using his feet there, Stanborough. Knocking it onto the leg side for a single, that's experience. Not tied down, get the set batsman on strike, that's exactly what we've been talking about.
If anyone's out in the ground listening to the commentary, if you can see my two boys, can you tell Willie needs to ring his mum? She's looking for him.
Mum's looking for everyone. She's looking for the boys, looking for you.
As Sonny comes in again.
She's a very patient woman, I'll let you know that.
Just bunted into the offside there by Malia. Got to remain patient. Just dropped his hands after that one there. I sort of sense a little bit of frustration in him. Something may happen this over. Sonny comes in again. Oh, there's a big swing. You could see that one. You could see that coming, but he's connected brilliantly. Only the second boundary of the day. Big swing over the leg side. And that's 4 runs.
Yeah, it's a very good shot from Malia. I think it's important for Marion that they see through Sonny's over, get through his spell, and then start trying to attack the other ones, the other bowlers.
Sonny comes in again. That's well done. He just needs to settle himself here a little bit. Sort of back himself to be there for the last 5. They could really make something of this innings. Sonny comes in again. That's good. Nice little shot around the corner for one. Good from Malia. See someone experienced as Stanborough, just keep talking to him there. Comes down to have a chat. The over, fantastic spell there from Sonny. Or his final figures there. I reckon it was 2 for 13 off his 4.
Sorry, boys. Kids are found. Mum's happy.
Well done.
Just got a message there from where my wife is. I think they're having a few wines at the moment, or gins. Maybe a bit early for gins, but they're watching the live stream. Hi, honey. How are you today?
Excellent. Great to be with us. And so we're coming into the last 5 overs now. 7 for 48, the score. Hopefully if they can get towards 90, at least have something on the board.
What do you think Unley will be happy with here, Warren?
Oh, I think here, when they're 48 now, off 15, it's 3 and over. Another 3 and overs to 60, 6 and overs to 90, isn't it? So, no, what do we got?
Close to a no ball, maybe? Not called.
Well, they went a run a ball now, they'd end up on 80. So, I reckon Unley there, if we could keep them under 80, I think they'd be really, really happy. But it's a tough deck to bat on. Touched on it earlier in the thing. I think there's been too many dot balls from Marion.
Brown comes in again. Trying to work it off his pads there. Again was Malia. Couldn't quite connect. Another dot ball. And these two batters, you feel, are the key. They have to bat the majority of these 5 overs.
Yeah, I think if Marion are going to get close to that score that Warren's just spoken about now, Malia has to bat through, and he needs to face the bulk percentage of those deliveries too. He's well set. He's in the 20s now, so he just needs to keep his head.
He's on strike again, trying to hit through the offside. Well bowled. Again there from Brown, not giving much away.
I think here, guys, what we've seen all day is cross bat shots or whatever is going beating the bat every time, and they need to play straight bat, play in the V, even get him to come across, step across and just whack it over to Cow.
Yep.
Strong scoring zone for some of us.
Brown in again. Oh, sent back. Didn't really know where the ball there was, Malia, and sent back quickly, had to put the dive in. Got back safely. And I'm looking forward to see Stanborough in the last 3 overs if he just has a couple of balls to get him set. He looks like a strong, powerful man.
Oh, he's a smart cricketer. He would have worked the conditions out, I reckon. Short, straight boundaries here at Unley. I reckon that's the way that you should be going. You're hitting with the wind now. They're bowling up into the wind.
Yep. Ooh, it was the old deflection.
Bit of agile movement from behind the stumps there by umpire Andrew Tyson. He loves the dance floor, Andrew.
And that was a good little effort there from Brown. Well bowled. Getting the hand on it back onto the bails, but the experience of Stanborough, he wasn't backing up too far. He comes in again.
This is some full bowling, isn't it?
There is some very full bowling and not that easy to hit. I think Malia would be frustrated that he couldn't get it away, but another over completed there from Brown.
Was that a maiden, wasn't it, I reckon, boys?
7 for 48. And we've just got a quick score from the Shield game. SAWA. WA batting first, 3 for 190. Cameron Bancroft made 46, was bowled by Lloyd Pope. Sam Whiteman, 65, was caught head bowled Pope. And Pope again got the vital wicket of Sean Marsh with 31. So 3 for 190. Lloyd Pope with all 3.
It's good to see Pope back there. I reckon for a young leg spinner, he burst onto the scene. Obviously, people didn't pick his wrong in there. He's just worked on his craft. I thought last year in the big bash there when he was with the Strikers, he had some strong showings there at the start of the tournament, but unfortunately with the strength of the Sixers, of the Sixers, unfortunately there was no spin spot there for him. New bowler is Tad Atanake. as we said before, former first-class player, made a first-class century, very deceptive, can bend his back and really let it rip.
Just a smart cricketer off the old 10 steps and just hitting the spot.
He's really worked hard. He came to the club a little bit in last year into the season. He hadn't played cricket for 4 years. And he's really fitted in, and he's doing some cleaning with another guy. Him and Warren have got a cleaning business. Do a lot of stuff around here. They run junior coaching clinics as well at the club here. Also at the club we've got Jamie Siddons. He's been with us for 3 years now. This year now he's taken on the role as head coach of the juniors there structure. So really good fella. Unfortunately, time didn't allow us to have a chat to him in the innings break, what we were hoping to. His wife's on the barbecue downstairs, so he's on to look after the kids, chasing them around, and also running these sessions that we got down in the nets at Unley today.
It's great to see, isn't it? Obviously someone who has played at first class level and coached at international and first class level come back and give something back to the kids. It's always involved in cricket. It's a game we all love, isn't it, no matter what level you've played.
Oh, it was 3 years ago when they walked in through the under-10s at the club, and I stood up there and welcomed everyone and whatever else on the Friday night, a bit like what we're doing today. After that, had a chat with Jamie and said, the T20, we've changed the format. Under-10, sorry, they've changed the format. 7 aside, bowl off the short pitch. All the kids face 14 balls or 17 balls. They get out, the opposition get 4 runs, all this and that. I said, look, Cricket Australia developed it to let the kids hit the ball.
Ooh, full toss there from Atanayaka, and couldn't quite get hold of that one, Stanborough. Maybe it got to him. He looks a little bit deceptive with his pace. He sort of ambles in and probably gets you a little bit quicker than you think. And
yeah, spot on.
Tried to hit that one over the captain there at mid-wicket and couldn't quite connect. But Malia on strike still. He's got to be the key, as you said, Graham. He faces up. Atanayaka in. Bit of a slower one there and heaved away. Could come back to the second, and they have. Will he get there? They have. An important 2 runs there.
So going back with Jamie, I was there saying all the beliefs of Cricket Australia, let the kids hit the boundaries, less fielders. Boundaries are only 30 metres from all points. And his comment to me was, I think that's fantastic. I've got all these kids with great techniques, but they can't hit a ball.
Yep.
You can take these techniques later, and that's what Cricket Australia were on about. So I just think now with these kids, they're having such a great time with it. Numbers are booming through that age bracket. I don't think anyone would say anything about this modified under-10 format. Great introduction to cricket. The step up from the Woolies Blast program. So I think it's a big tick for what's happened with junior cricket.
Totally agree. Brown again. Bowling to Stanborough. We've got 3 overs left. As he comes in. Short of a length. That's a lovely shot through the offside. Almost beats the fielder at deep cover. But they only get 2. Fantastic diving effort.
That was Will Faulkner.
Will Faulkner.
Thought it was one of our older players then running for that. So
maybe just had a bit of a spinning the wheels in the sand there, down a full forward as that would be on this backwards ground that they play on. The Unley Jets.
Wing to wing, poor old Jets.
Runs the wrong way this ground if you're an AFL fan. Brown in again. Well fielded off his own bowling. He's eyeing off a single there to Stanborough.
He's hitting those Yorkers, isn't he, boys?
He is.
Yes, 7 for 55, 3 overs to go. We first said 80 was a good score. You could probably drop that down by another 10 runs now. So happy with that was?
Oh, I think, mate, like one over here, go bang, bang, bang. You never know. So it's T20, and suddenly when we're sitting here and we're thinking, start of the innings 120, we said 80. Now it might be under that.
Yep.
Puts a couple over the top. 50 or 55, 75 can still be a couple of overs quite easy. Be interesting to see who bowls the next over now. They'll bring back on Ollie Smith. Will he come back on? He's been the spearhead for about 5 years at the club now.
Brown again. This is an important over. Do you think, what's this, his third? Do you think he'll bowl the last one?
I reckon he's lined up to bowl the last, isn't he? So we got a 2.3 overs, 1 for 4.
Yep.
Big Brown would be happy with himself there, I reckon. We got on his Facebook profile the other day. Interesting man.
He comes in again. You can talk us through that in a minute. Got under that one, and that is 6 runs. The first maximum of the day from Stambra, the captain coach.
He stood down as captain now, so he's the cricket director. But just on Facebook there, yeah, Brown is just a guy. You see some photos out and about, and good on him. Good bloke.
Brown in again. Or full toss there. Perhaps a little bit nervous after seeing the last one sail back over his head for 6. And that's the end of another pretty good over. Obviously didn't do much wrong to get hit for 6 with that ball, and last ball was a bit full, but again, I've liked the look of him so far. So 2 overs left, boys. What are we thinking? 7 for 61 currently? Or 62, I think.
Batting team here will still be looking to get 80, I reckon. They'd take 10 off the last couple of overs, so 20 off those.
Yep. Still have one big one. It might be this one. Just a bit of experience there from Stambra. You can see what he's trying to do. Took that big step back deep in his crease just to try and get under it. Couldn't quite do that and bunted towards the fielder out at deep square for a single. Looks like he likes to hit sort of over that long on the cow corner area.
As all good batsmen do, don't they? Certainly a nice V. It's just off centre, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So Marion on strike now. What can he do? Adenayaka in. And that's good. Bat on ball's important. 1 at worst. Down to long off. Sort of cleared the front leg there, looking to hit it over mid-on, but he's been in long enough that he could just use the hands and bunt it to long off for a single. See if he's lining up this ball here, Stambra. Deep again.
Held that one back.
He did. It's good you see 2 smart cricketers playing against each other. One, Adenayaka probably realised he was going to go over long on, teeing him up over long on, so he just took the pace off. And Stambra again was just able to adjust and punch it into the offside. It's good cricket. Adenayaka in again. Marion on strike. Straight back to the bowler for no run. As Adenayaka comes in again.
Sorry guys, you were right before, mate.
Captain?
Stansbury is the A-grade captain this year.
There we go. Love the notes being passed. It's always good.
We can't relay what they say. They're a bit abusive towards me, but that's part and parcel.
Adenayaka putting together a good over here. He's got to close it off as he comes in again to Marion, and that's very well bowled. Straight through the gate. Crashing into leg stump, that one. Well executed. A little bit quicker again. Takes his first wicket. We see the replay. Leg stump.
Inside edge, was it?
Looked like a bit of an inside edge.
Yeah, I think it got through a little bit quicker than the batsman expected as well. But good innings by Nick Marion. He batted well. Was the best batsman on the show so far today. Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed that he didn't stick around for one more over. But yeah, he went for 25. Was there for 44 minutes, just the one boundary. So
yeah, you're right there. I think when he's done all the hard work, and you do get disappointed when you do the hard work and you don't get to cash in at the back end.
Just saw him walk under us then into the change rooms, and geez, he's young boys, isn't he?
Yeah, talking about young, Austin Robertson, nicknamed Aussie. He's a 16-year-old leg spinner that I've called up front to have a look at. He's just walked to the crease.
So we've got Brown again, bowling to the captain in Stanborough. That's a very good shot. Close to, I think that's, I reckon from our angle that looked like it was 4, and it has been called.
Yeah. Beautiful shot.
Very nice shot. Used his hands there. Good diving effort, but just managed to fall on the ball, and body was touching the line, which of course is 4. Good start to the over there from Marion. Brown in again. Little under edge there from Stanborough. They get through for a single.
Robertson's looking pretty confident there, strutting down the wicket. So, young fella there. Is always good to see these young boys with a bit of confidence about themselves.
Absolutely. Our first look at him. Young Aussie. Another creative nickname there, boys.
I reckon I saw him 3 years ago playing for Adelaide Turf Association, and yeah, I was very impressed with him.
And that's extremely well bowled.
See what happens when you talk him up, boys, hey?
The old commentator's curse. We're talking about his leg spin.
Yeah, we'll stick to his bowling capabilities. But unlucky, and they won really good ball there.
Brown again executed the Yorker. Been impressed with him today, boys. As we see a replay. Never one you like to a new batsman. That basically hit the base of middle stump.
Well bowled.
Very well bowled.
Looks like he's got a nice bat there, young Aussie. Is that the JP Garvin, is it?
Yeah, JP Gavin. Custom made from JP. Does look like a good bit of wood.
Talking about bats, Unley've got a great sponsor in the Adelaide Bat Doctor there. Matt McCleary. A lot of people know him through Adelaide Turf with his exploits he's done with Panorama in the LOs. He was playing LO6s, and then the next year he went out and played A-grade at Prospect, and then the next year he went back to LO5s at Panorama and has scored over 1,000 runs a few years in a row. He's been a long time Unley supporter. His lad plays out here. He's a great support to the club, and you see around the area he does support a lot of cricket clubs. He's in and out with the internationals, fixing bats and doing whatever.
And the new batsman out there.
So the new batsman's Chirag Shah. Speaking of nicknames, what do you think? What do you guys think his nickname is?
Shari.
That would be good. It's actually Charlie.
Charlie,
So,
nice.
Yeah, I think we've got some obvious ones and then some creative ones.
Yeah.
He's also another spinner here for them. He's tied us down many times. This wicket will be perfect for him.
A quick single. That was smart batting from him. Just punching it down onto the leg side to get a quick single, get himself off strike, get the experienced Stanborough back on strike for the last 2 balls of the over. See if Brown can close it off here. 9 for 71, 2 balls remaining. Be looking to clear the ropes or at least get a boundary here.
He's looking around, he's looking at Cow. I reckon he's going to give himself a bit of room here.
I reckon you're right. Oh.
Stepped inside it and tried to flick it over, fine leg, I reckon.
Always a tough shot to play, that one. I think your head moves when you try to go and keep the ball leg side of yourself, whereas if you give yourself a bit of width, you're a little bit more stable when you have a more stable base to try and hit a big bomb.
Ben, some good comments there, mate. You're a bit of a batsman yourself.
Done a bit in my time. That's a great shot. He's played that shot well today, Stanborough. Coming back for the second. And that will do us. So they've managed to get to 9 for 74, off their 20. Pretty good effort from where they were.
I think the only bowlers there have bowled well to the conditions. The field, young Harris Raw set some pretty good fields there. Left that cover region open there, and how many times do we see him try to hit through there today, short of a length, and cross bats through there. They played and missed a lot.
Absolutely. We might get your thoughts on how that innings progressed, but just running through the scores, boys. We had Amarasinghe making 12. Ebert was the first man out today without scoring. Who's just trying to find the third one. Asila was 2. Malia made 25. He was out late in the innings, batted very, very well, Malia. Stewart made 4. Williams out without troubling the scorers. Scott also out for 0. Rowe made 6. Stanborough was not out on 19 off 18 balls. Played a very good cameo at the end. Robertson also out for 0. And Shah 1 not out. If we run through the bowlers, Faulkner 4 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 8. Smith 2 overs for 7. Powell 4 overs for 2. 2 for 18. Gautam 4 overs, 2 for 13. Brown 3 or 4 overs, 2 for 20. And Atanayaka 2 overs, 1 for 8. Boys, how'd you see it?
Yeah, look, important thing is they've got the runs on the board. They've got a few spinners in their team. Like we said, we're really excited to see Austin Robertson bowl, as well as Shah, who's from India. We all know what you get from a cricketer who comes out of India. You hope they were also watching the innings and just working out where to bowl and how to set their fields. I think it could actually be a pretty good score if they get their bowling right.
I think Stansbury would have looked at the conditions. He'll be telling the bowlers what to do. He's as we said, I've touched on it before, he's a very, very smart cricketer. So I'm sure he's got the boys all sorted out.
And I think you learn a lot, don't you, when you're bowling first and batting first from the conditions. And I think what Marion can probably take out of it was really difficult to face spin, and also when the Faulkner bowled brilliantly when he rolled the fingers over the top and bowled the slower balls, it was really hard to get away. So if Marion can bowl into the wicket and mix their pace up, I'm sure they can take this game deep.
From a batting perspective, do Unley change their lineup at all? Do they do something different? Like for me, Stanborough came in maybe a little bit too late. Obviously, it's hindsight. We sit in here in the shade, in the commentary box. It's easy to make calls like that. But if he was maybe 1 or 2 batsmen higher, you could have maybe got an extra 10, 12 runs onto the total. Unley, looking at that, would you change your batting order? Would you get a little bit more solid batsmen up front, or?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I don't think we're smart enough to change our order. But no, I think there you've seen the conditions. You've seen how they've scraped through for their score. I think you'd be pretty silly to look at changing it up. I think the Unley line-up last year, what worked for them well was they went pretty hard at the top. I think they loaded up on the top 4 there. Then they had a bit of stability there, and again a couple of hitters a bit later. I'd imagine that they'd try and look at that again. All depends what Marion do here. If they might start with spin. Who really knows? So I can see Warwick out there thinking, trying to listen to us to get some tips, I reckon. But I'm the wrong guy, mate, for that.
You really want, from an Unley perspective, the top 4 to take responsibility for this chase, don't you? You don't want to lose a couple of early ones and put the lower end under pressure. Oh,
you can sit back here and you can say, just push the ball around, boys. Nothing silly, All you need is, what do we need here? Under 4 and over. So it's just, pushing a few singles every over and look to get a couple of boundaries. I think here, looking at the Marion scorecard, I think there was only 3 boundaries scored for them. As I touched on before, I reckon there was way too many dot balls, way too many player misses for them. I think hopefully Unley's learned from that, and what they'll look around is to push the ball, take the fielders on. We've touched again on the oval being a bit sandy, it's a bit bumpy from there. So, it's going to be, ball's going to pop up a bit as well. So you'd think you're going to take the fielder on. You think there's a few going to go through them there. So I did think that it was a bit slow, the outfield. I don't know what you boys thought as well. There's a few good shots there. New boundary cut today. Interesting there with big boundary on this side. It's a fair way, pretty short straight.
definitely. I think the key also is the intent from the Unley players. I think you don't want to leave too much to the back end. You still want to go out and look to score early. I wasn't going to bring it up, but the last time we played each other out here in an LO1's game, I think you guys were chasing 130 in a semi-final, and we had you 9 down and still needed about 30. And I think on that day, your top order probably were a little bit slow, if you ask me. And if they'd gone out and chased hard, then probably you boys at the back end wouldn't have been under the pump a little bit. But it made for a good good game. And obviously you guys got the chocolates, so I shouldn't be bringing that up.
No, that's all right, mate. We like to live in the past. We lost that grand final. That's for the viewers at home. That's my 5th grand final in a row I've lost at the club. So a lot of guys don't want to play with me in the finals.
Yeah.
We get there, but we've won a couple. But we've actually lost the last 5 I've lost. I've lost 6 grand finals now, been in 8. Lost 6. So, yeah. Anyway, the curses, maybe I'm going to be nicer during the year to everyone.
I'm just looking up on the board if they've got a spot for lost grand finals.
It's just around the corner, mate. It's a different spot there. But interesting you brought up that LO1 semi-final from a couple of years ago. Denton Basie was the captain of that side.
Right.
He was the one that steered Unley home with the number 11, Mark Kelly. Mark's been a premier bowler, played a lot at Pulteney in A1s, played at Sturt through a very strong period. Mark's now expecting his first child, or second child I should say. He's ageing.
Cut short a number of cricket careers kids have.
It has.
It's certainly put a dent in mine last few seasons, and potentially this season with our second one due in Feb, so may not be available for finals, but I'll see how that goes. More importantly, we've got some sponsors to mention today. You talked about Adelaide Bat Doctor from an Unley perspective, and we mentioned Torrens Arms before, but they're your major partner, the Torrens Arms, or the TA as they're known. Turnbull Built, what do they do?
Yeah, that's Matt McCleary, the Adelaide Bat Doctor. He brought them on board this year, so they're builders there, boutique builders. You see them around, a lot around Glenelg. I'm down that way. I reckon I've seen 4 of them now. It's a bit more... now I've seen the name, I'm looking at it, it's popping up a little bit. So they've come on board, great supporters of the club, and it's good to have them. So they're a major sponsor of their juniors.
And looking at Marion, their major sponsor is Club Marion. Brilliant place down there. Club Marion have been a significant and long-term sponsor of their club. Their gold sponsors are Tarco Automotive, another long-term sponsor, and a local business in the Marion area. Marion Physio, who's a new sponsor this season, and another local business, and we talked about them on Wednesday night. I'm sure they'll be propping up the Yellow Boys and working really hard for the club, so I think it's always a good idea to get a physio on board as a sponsor. Hopefully get a few non-gap treatments would be the... Go in and say you play for Marion and they'll give you no gap, I'm sure. And the silver sponsor, Tintacar, which also joined them last season, and they're on board again this year. So thank all the sponsors that get around the community clubs and obviously part of the local community as well. And your role was at ATCA, you look after some sponsorship there, and obviously we see the O'Neill's banners around the ground. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, so O'Neill's have come on as a apparel partner with us this year, so they've also taken on the naming rights for the T20 comp. Irish background, do provide the apparel for the Ireland national cricket team. In Sydney, they've got Randwick as well, which is David Warner's club. And here in South Australia, they're making some big inroads. They're big in the rugby community. They're taking on the Crows next year. I think that's public knowledge. So big one there. So breaking news, boys.
Heard it here first. Back page of the Advertiser tomorrow.
That's a big one for them. So they're certainly going to be well known. We've got them also. The Sports Centre there, Port Road Sports, JS Sports, and ISC Teamwear come on as our apparel partners. So they play a big part in the association, and I suppose the biggest one we've got, and we've had a long-term partnership with Kookaburra. They've been fantastic with us. Old Sam Parkinson out there at Norwood. Sam is a good fellow. He's still promised me some cricket tickets, but Sam, I'm waiting. This year's going to be harder to get them.
I was going to say that's a big promise this year.
Sam, just in the committee room would be nice on day one.
Absolutely. The umpires on their way. The players are very, very keen. They head out before the umpires this time. Of course, the umpires today, Andrew Tyson and Nigel Weston.
Yeah, we've got, looks like Will Faulkner opening there. Young Will, we're going to have to call him the franchise. Opens the bat and the bowl, hey?
Absolutely. The non-striker's end.
And we've got Atanake as well. Big Tad there, opening up with his red helmet. So the boys here be interesting to see what they do. I just saw Harry Treloar walk past before, so doesn't look like he's batting in the top 4. Good to see Unley have got odd pads on out there. Something different, boys, hey? Might take on across the world, I'm not sure.
Absolutely. Who we got opening the bowling, Graham?
It's looking like it's Sean Williams, so he's their premier quick bowler. Judging by their warm-up, it looks like they're going to go with pace and just go with the quickies, which is, probably completely different to what we recommended. But, we've spoken about the captain and all his experience and his know-how, so, maybe he know a little bit more than us. But, it'll just be interesting to see what genuine pace does on this pitch.
Absolutely, and they're prepared for it. They've got a slip in place, deep backward square and a deep third man, which suggests there might be a little bit of chin music. As he comes into bowl, left arm over the wicket. Good pace early.
There was that shot we talked about to put away. First ball.
Absolutely. Just swing and a miss. Didn't quite get up there. Carried through to the keeper, but sort of wasn't taking it up around shoulder height. So it'll be interesting to see how this pitch holds up. This is the second game of cricket on it today.
Well, we're looking to play a trial match against Southern Districts on it tomorrow.
Okay.
I think some wiser heads prevailed. New curator on board, 80 overs on a Saturday, underprepared wicket. I don't think they would have got much out of it personally, and we did then try and move the game to Marion, but the rain hit that area, so I think we called it off last night.
So Williams' second ball there, just missing down the leg side. He'll have to re-bowl that one as he comes in again. Bowling to Adenike. Good pace there. Hands go on the head. Much better line and length. Another one through to the keeper.
Yeah, I think it's important that Marion know that they do have the runs on the board, and it's not a tiny total, so they just need to stay patient and hit the good lengths. And from an Unley perspective, it's just building partnerships. You just need 1 or 2 partnerships and you're home. So
there'll be many experts out there that aren't watching, but they'll be saying that's an easy total, you should knock them off early. But it's going to be tough out there, like it is. It's a tough bat to back on. Outfield is slow, so yeah, it'd certainly be interesting to see how they go.
Absolutely, as Adenike works that one towards deep backward square for a single. We're going to get our first look at Faulkner.
Well, do we have any nicknames for him? I didn't see there. I'd call him Ross personally, Rossi.
Ross, yeah.
A couple of the boys called him the finisher as well.
I like franchise.
Franchise Faulkner, that's a good one.
Yep.
Well bowled again there from Williams. He does have good pace, indicating that one tailed back in again. Faulkner looking to go big through the offside, didn't quite connect.
It's a tough thing, T20 these days, isn't it? You watch the TV, you see what they're doing, coming out from first ball, playing on these beautiful wickets, and they're going hard first ball, and it does come back through the community cricket as well.
It's a different game. Good pace again from Williams. Faulkner just bunts that one down to third man for a single. He's off the mark.
We're certainly influenced by TV, and you watch these guys and they think they're playing on the same wickets, and it's a whole different ball game. I mean, be amazing if you had a Mitchell Stark steaming in off this wicket to see what would happen.
Different pace as well. Williams in again. Bowling to Adenike this time on the front foot and just punches that one to short cover. I think the other thing about difference in standard is, as a batter, you look around and you look at the field, and generally the bowlers can execute to a plan. So you kind of can tell where they're trying to bowl, and they're great at executing. Whereas if you're you play down at the lower levels sometimes. Yes, you might be trying to bowl a Yorker, but you might get a full toss at your waist, or you might get a bouncer. It's a little bit harder to read.
Ambitions and abilities, boys.
Exactly right. Or sometimes a guy just doesn't even think. He just runs in and bowls as quick as he can.
Got the spinner opening here. Got Shah, so off spinner. So, maybe the captain has got one ear on our commentary. Got a bit of know-how, and then also got an ear that's listening to us. So, yeah, I think this is a good move. It's going to be testing for the Unley batsmen because they're going to want to get at the spinner, as we've said. T20 cricket, you go hard from the start. It'll be interesting to see how Shah goes here.
Absolutely, and apologies, we don't have a score up today. There's a few little technical issues with my cricket, but 3 runs scored off the first over. There's currently none for 3. As Shah comes in. Good start there and very well left from Faulkner. For the first one. Shah again. Into bowl. Good shot from Faulkner, and that's beaten the field. Ball racing away towards the boundary. We could have our first boundary, and we have. Very well struck there from Faulkner.
The one goal post there still would have been a goal in footy season.
Absolutely.
Straight through the middle.
All clear, says the umpire. 4 runs to Faulkner. Very good shot from him, just through point off the front foot. Sharon again. Again on the front shoe there, Faulkner. He's looked pretty solid so far.
Commentator's curse coming up here. I'm going to say Shah's been a very good bowler. Very hard to get away. Very smart as well. So
that one a little bit more flighted. Few half appeals there. He made you look good there, Shah. Just
the old dog just floated it up for the young buck, didn't he? Yeah, he just hang it out there and tease you.
Smart bowler, you got that one right. As he comes in again. Good shot on the front foot there. And looks like they're going to get a single off a misfield, and they do. Another one to the total.
It's just luck. The bounce is just luck out there, boys. Fielder didn't do anything wrong there. Just as we said before, hit pretty hard and did well to keep that, stop the 4, I reckon.
Get your body behind it. Doesn't necessarily have to be clean. Shah in again, looking to close out the over. That one a little bit quicker, a little bit straighter.
I watched Tad last year in the B grade here for Unley. Put on a 6-hitting clinic down at Concordia. Certainly can hit a ball a long, long way. Good to see a good crowd here today. A few Unley ex-captains are floating around with their kids.
Absolutely. Fantastic spot we've got up here on the balcony. And it looks like it's going to be Williams again to bowl the 3rd over.
Nigel Weston worried about something in the crowd there.
Maybe looking for your little fella. You heard the message.
Mum's picked one up. I'm stuck with one of them. He's supervising me behind.
Williams in again. Very positive shot on the front foot there from Faulkner, but he can't beat the fielder, and he's caught at cover. Williams gets his first.
Good catch by the captain there, Warwick Stanbro.
As we get a replay of that.
Uncontrolled hitting there, just went big, didn't need to. Bit of silly cricket there.
It was positive, but just couldn't quite get through the field. And Faulkner goes. Looking like he could play a bit and started quite positively, but quite cash in on a good start there.
Sonny Gautam coming to the wicket now.
So we've got that he's a guest player. What does guest player mean?
So you're allowed in Adelaide Turf through the T20 competition. You can bring 2 players in from outside the comp.
Yep.
So that could be from grade cricket, from another competition.
Or the IPL auction.
Yes, the IPL
Also
auction
the,
as well.
Sri Lankan Premier League auction.
So today, Marion haven't got any. They've had a couple in the past, and Unley have had Sonny now for a couple of years playing that role. We've had him in Saturday cricket as well when we can. So he's been a good guy for us.
So 1 for 8's now the score. 2.1 overs bowled.
He's pretty active when he bats, Sonny. There's something always happening. He's a positive cricketer. So we saw his bowling as well was very crafty, and the batting as well. He's a Nepalese player. Is a hero here in South Australia to the Nepalese community.
And we get our first look at him now. Very well left. Good pace on that delivery from Williams.
Southern Districts have embraced the Nepalese community as well with a couple of scholarships for up-and-coming players there. So Sonny's a real big player in that part. So he's a community ambassador. He's a leader in his community. Really nice fella. He loves his cricket.
And of course the Nepalese players, we saw Sandeep Lomashane play for the Melbourne Stars last year. Very good spin bowler, and now playing cricket all around the world. As Williams comes in again. Good pace. And that's very well played by Sonny. Down to third man. They're going to come back for the second.
I wouldn't mind seeing Williams taking the pace off the ball a little bit here. You know, we've seen he's got good pace, but I think he's got to use the pitch a little bit more. Get the pitch working for him. I think he's making it a little bit easier for the batsman at the moment.
As he comes in again. Into Sonny, well bowled. Beaten outside the off stump.
Yeah, I'm with you, Graham. I'd like to see him change it up a little bit as well. I mean, he has bowled a couple of... picked up the first wicket. But keep the batsman guessing instead of full on fast.
1 for 10 now the score. 2.4 overs. Williams bowling to Sonny Gautam. Big swing again. Really bowling for a caught behind with that slip. Floating it up outside off stump. They've got cover quite close. Point just in front of the umpire. And nothing in the cover region. So it's really tempting Sonny to go through, and Williams is pitching them up full outside off stump. Trying to entice the drive as he comes in again. This time a little bit straighter, and Sonny gets bat on ball and just punches it to cover. And that's the over. A 1 for 10 off 3. Unley on track so far. Chasing 75 for the win.
Who we got here, Graham?
It's looking like young gun Tim Stewart from here.
Son of a gun, eh?
Son of a gun, apparently.
His dad was a crafty seamer. He still is. He still flicks in every now and then. I ran across him in B grade last year. Would have gone head to head in the grand final, we reckon.
Surely you get more crafty with age. Is that the...
Well, they say the older you get, the smarter you get. That's for most people. I'm most probably the opposite. Yeah, speaking to my wife. Hello, honey. How are you?
Stewart comes in. First offering. It's a bit of a cross bat swipe down the ground, and they'll get one.
Looks like Tim was a bit quicker than his dad in his heyday as well already. He's got him covered at 18 years of age. So
there's Adenayaka there with the single. He moves on to 2.
The Stewart's a cricket royalty at Marion. We've got a couple other lads running around. Leg spinner there. I reckon we played him last year, and there's another one as well, I reckon.
As he comes in again. Oh, that's flicked brilliantly over the leg side, and that's 6 runs. The guest player, Sonny Gautam, with a lovely shot there.
As we mentioned before, something always happens when Sonny's around. That flick of the wrist there is Subcontinental, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a long chase down there.
Yes. Geez, he connected with that one brilliantly. We know it's a slow pitch. Perhaps you're right, Graham. Obviously, Marion bowlers need to take the pace off it a little bit here, maybe not rely on pace.
Yeah.
But
To be fair, that was a great shot. I don't think it was anything. There wasn't too much wrong with the delivery. Yeah, just a lot of wrist work.
Stewart in again. And smart batting from Sonny. Just bunts that one down to third man for one. Good throw in there. Adenike will now be on strike. Score is 1 for 18. It's amazing how a maximum just moves the score on so much faster, particularly when you're chasing 74.
Oh, it's tough here. I thought Stansbury, he might have put himself up front here.
Oh, that's high, skied up in the air. Keeper under it, fielder under it.
Well
They
caught,
kind of
mate.
looked at each other, but it is caught. And that'll be the end of Adenike. He goes for 2. Stewart gets his first.
Yeah, catch there by Ollie Ebbets. Didn't have a good innings with the bat. He's already taken a couple blows to the body in the field, but good catch there. Went high, had a couple fielders running towards him. So it's important that Marion take the catches. Only already a quarter through, more than a quarter through on their target. So yeah, good catch.
Absolutely, 2 for 18 now.
Just had a quick look at the replay there, boys. You reckon the keeper should have called him out there?
I was just going to
Keeper
ask
was
you that.
there.
You think it's
He was
always the
there.
man with the gloves that takes it, but he kind of...
Rowie must be nice to the young fella there. Wants to get him in the game there.
Absolutely. Didn't let him down, which is good.
Coming to the crease now is Waruna Harith. Waruna won Unley's Player of the Year last year. Opened to bowling most weeks and batted in the mid to lower order. He made a lovely century round 11, 134. Third player in the history of their club to make 134. The other's a club great, Tony Fiore, who's our all-time leading run scorer and wicket taker. And then there was some other hack that got 134 as well. So there's 3 of us in the club.
Wow.
2 can play cricket, and the other one's sitting here commentating.
I'm surprised it took until the third over of the second innings for you to get that one in. But
Mate, we all get lucky once.
absolutely. Stewart in again. Well played from Sonny there through the offside. He'll pick up another 2.
Very quick there, young Ollie in the field, didn't he? Moved very well. Flowing hair. You reckon that's natural or perm, boys? What are we thinking?
I'll leave the hairdressing comments to you, Was.
Last time I saw a hairdresser was back in 1987. They were still $6 a cut.
Stewart in again, very well bowled. That was extremely close to the off stump. Hands go to the head. Fantastic length there. Sonny just looks down at the pitch, rechecks his guard, and that's the end of the over. So he'll go and talk to his partner. Maybe say to Harath, I just played inside that one nicely, didn't I?
10 off for Stewart, but he got a key wicket.
He did. 2 for 20 now.
Give a shout out to my older
After
brother,
4.
Dan, who's just tuned in now. Unfortunately, his highest score was only 133, so I've got him by 1.
Well played.
He might have a few more centuries on me, but that's life. We won't go into our bowling stats, but I'm 6 for 22. He's 6 for 23. So, but he is a lot better cricketer than me.
So you're close, you two.
We've played here together for 20 years.
Statistically and...
Oh, he can bat and bowl. I'm
Yep.
just a hack, mate.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Williams in again. Bit short of a length that time. And Harath just on the back foot. Bunts it to cover. I think he wants to move the sight screen, which will cause absolute havoc with our camera. So, young son, you've got to remember that this is turf cricket.
It's all right. The camera's on the other side. They've got to move it there. They might be moving the O'Neill's sponsorship banner there.
No, I think they're moving the sight screen. You won't be able to move that camera, boys. That's okay.
Left arm around.
Yep. That's fine.
Lucky we didn't move the other end. If we saw earlier, we lost a wheel in the off season, so we're down to 3 wheels on the other end. Very disappointing.
And I reckon you'd get chirped when you move the sight screen at this level. You want to go on and make a score. And well played. They're going to get a run off a misfield. Oh. Harath through for the quick single there. Yeah, it's always you move the sight screen or you get a change of gloves. You always get a bit of chirp at this level.
Take the helmet off as well. Stop for a cap.
Absolutely.
Or ask for a drink. It's nearly a guarantee for a wicket, isn't it?
Williams in again, bowling to Sonny. Took the pace off that one. Maybe the 10-second delays finally got through, Graham.
Yeah, just talking about things you do as a batsman or you actually don't do as a batsman. I learned very early on. I mean, I was only 3-4 years old and I was watching the Great West Indies side and I saw one of the England batsmen ask Curtly Ambrose to take off his sweatband on his arm because it was interfering with the background and the rest of it, and literally the batsman's heads nearly got taken off by Walsh and Ambrose. So I never was one to move sight screens or get bowlers to adjust anything. Learned very quickly.
Williams in again, very close Yorker there, just missing the stumps. Yeah, there's a good story of Dean Jones doing that as well to Curtly Ambrose, and I think you hear a few special comments from the guys down the other end saying, "What are you doing?" because they were copying some chin music. It wasn't just Dino copying it.
There's been some fantastic stories come out after the unfortunate passing of Dean. So, yeah, polarising character, wasn't he?
Very. As Williams comes in again. Oh, bunted to the ground. Oh, a little flick around the back. That was interesting fielding there from Stanborough, I think that was. Yes, I think Murph Hughes, whenever you hear him public speak, his opening line is always 95% of people like Dean Jones, the other 5% know him. And so I think he might have to change that one now, Merv, but played a lot of cricket together, so obviously knew Dino very, very well. Williams into bowl. Sonny on strike. Going over the top, and that's a very good shot. 1, 2, 3 bounces. Lovely shot, just lifted that one over long off.
Be good to see young Faulkner from Unley here watch what Sonny did then. Controlled hitting, wasn't it? He didn't try and smash it as hard as he could, which we saw the young franchise do. Just a beautiful shot there. He had all the space there and he just popped it over the top and ran it into the fence near Mitcham Girls High.
Absolutely, and as you said in the V, it was sticking within that over mid-off with the fielders up. Very, very safe shot.
I think that's the class though of Sonny Gautam there. You know, he is a class player. He's an elite player at grade level.
2 for 27 now after the first 5, so everyone changes ends. Gautam moves to 16. That's off 11 balls.
And that's the difference, boys. If you look at the innings of Marion, I think Stansborough was the only one that went over 100
strike rate.
Strike rate there. I mean, I think that's when as we touched on before, it was the amount of dot balls and the amount of swing and misses that they had, which I think released a little bit of pressure.
Stewart in again, and that's another lovely shot. This time by Harath. Just punched that over cover, and that's 4 runs again. Have to change it up. Have to try something here, Marion. I think you can't let the game float, and this is starting to move away from them very quickly, Graham.
Yeah, I think they, their tactics, they've kind of tried to go in hard and fast and, just be very aggressive up front here. But I think you need to be a little bit more astute in your bowling. Just see him running now.
Oh, and that's gone high in the air, but it's going to clear the field.
He hasn't left the crease, the big fella.
And that is 6. No, 4, surely. That was, yeah, I think the fielders corrected him there. That looked like it was just short of hitting the the actual perimeter fence on the full. So
We'll have to remind Andrew when he comes up for a beer after the game there, he's tried to cost Unley 2 runs.
Absolutely.
Might not be able to give him a free beer after the game. Might have to charge him $2 extra.
Lovely shot there from Harath. Stewart in again, and well played. Smart batting from Harath. He's taken 10 off the first 2 balls and knows it well ahead of the run rate at this stage. So
I think that's a difference though. An experienced cricketer. Waruna's 42. He's been around a while. Again, he has played first class cricket, and doing what he did those first 2 balls. You look back at Faulkner that tried to smash it so hard. You're just thinking this is how to play cricket, boys.
I'm not sure if Stewart lost his run up there or changed his mind as to what he was going to bowl halfway through, but with a false start, he'll have another crack. Sometimes that can be the pressure of the batsman putting back on the bowler by scoring a couple of boundaries off the first few balls. Stewart comes in again. Bit more of a swing from the hip that time from Harath. Couldn't get it away and goes down to long on. Oh, sorry, mid on.
He's a lovely striker of the ball, Harath. He loves the cover drive. He plays it very, very well. Not going to tell Marion how to bowl, but I'd be taking the pace off the ball against him.
Stewart in again. And listen to, took the pace off that one. Hit the hole nicely. Bunted to mid off no run. And they've got a deep third man. And after that lofted shot over cover, they've got a deep cover. They're 2 men outside the ring. How are they trying to take a wicket here, boys? Stewart comes in again. Just like that.
There we go.
Not sure if that was the intended one.
Pace off the ball, as was it called. Yeah, that's the secret to this wicket today. Good bowling by Stewart.
Absolutely. Caught a point there, sort of deep point. As you say, Graham, it was a bit fuller, a bit wider. Pace off the ball. And probably good captaincy. I mean, putting the deep cover back. Bit of a gap there.
Unley captain's coming to the crease now. Harry Treloar, left-hander, so he's a fantastic puller. Anything short, he'll be putting it on the roof. So it's interesting to see what he'll do here with the lack of pace coming on. They bowled pretty full though, so I don't think he's going to get any short.
That's right, lack of pace, lack of bounce.
Good to see he's wearing the club pads, men's pads. I haven't seen him in men's pads much. Usually buys the youth, and they usually fit him quite well.
A lot of first-class players do that as well. Potentially make the umpire think if the ball hits the knee roll, it's going over. Give you a little bit more room there. So it's going to be Sonny Gautam on strike. We're going to have a change in the bowling. Sonny just taking guard. Hasn't faced it this end yet.
Who's coming on, Graham?
It's looking like the leggy. Austin Robertson, Aussie, young gun, 16 years old. This is what I've been excited for today. So will you make it or will you break it?
Hope he doesn't try and bowl too fast here. I just think with the trying to make an instant impact, he might try and push him through too much. He might feel the pressure. He's a Southerns boy. Obviously, Sonny's out at the club, so he'd be bowling to one of the best players out at Southerns. So this will be interesting here.
Faster run up. It's not out. A big shout for LBW there. May have pitched outside leg stump that one. Pretty good start there. Looked a little bit nervous and was a little bit quicker. But a leg spinner is always great to see. It always something happens when you get a leg spinner, whether a bat or bowl.
Again, Woz has made another error.
He comes in again. Just worked onto the leg side by Sonny for a single.
And Aussie's moved to Sturt from Southern, so come closer to Unley. Why isn't he playing with Unley then?
There you go. We're about to get our first look at Harry Treloar, the captain. Didn't bowl himself today. Score 3 for 38.
He's pretty confident in his bowling, Harry. It tells us how good his bowling is, so I thought he might have opened up with himself today.
Just has a look around the field. Aussie comes in. Quicker through the air. Treloar on the back foot, just punches it into the offside.
What are we thinking about the field, boys? You happy with this one with the left-hander?
Graham, I'll let you.
What do you think,
give your
mate?
Thoughts there?
Deep cover with the leggy coming into the pads of the lefty. Would you bring him in and maybe give you a bit more protection either?
So I think if I was a fielder for Marion, I'd be quite happy with this field because they're not moving around a lot, whether it's a lefty or a right-hander on strike. They've kind of got the same field. I would probably be a little bit more attacking with the leg spinner. They need a couple more wickets.
I'd like to see probably long on a little bit squarer and also the deep cow a little bit squarer for the left-hander, just because I think hitting with the spin, you're more likely to hit it towards square leg than cow on the other side. And I think they probably did that the reverse on the other side with the right-hander on strike. We can't see that on camera, but we've got a deep backward square. I think that player should be at cow, particularly for Sonny. Oh, interesting there, stumping. I thought he may have got back. It'll be interesting to see the replay there, but well done to young Austin Robinson. Pushed that one through a bit quicker. Sonny was down the wicket trying to hit him. And good take and
Good
good
keeping by
stumping.
Rowie.
Very good keeping.
Yeah, I think just back on the field placing there, you'd probably want to bring the man on the leg side in for the right-hander and encourage the batsman to hit across the spin because it is spinning quite a bit. He does have quite a strong leg break on it. And then obviously when the left-hander is then on strike, you just switch the two. Like I said, it would be great fielding for this side at the moment because if you're on the boundary, you're staying on the boundary, you're not in and out. And I know sometimes I had to do the third man to third man run and then the batsman would change and yeah, no.
That's the 2020 game.
What didn't your captain like you?
I think they knew that running wasn't a strong point and that showing me or teaching me a lesson and getting me to run would improve me, but it actually didn't. So
Jared Enright's come to the crease now for Unley. Jared's a long time A-grade opening batsman, just moved down to grade last year to the Bees, enjoying his cricket. A new father. He sent me a photo this morning of his little one in his Unley shirt.
He'll be at the non-striker's end as it was over. So we've got Treloar on strike again. Stewart's going to bowl another over. We've got a third man back and a cow corner. It's the two men out at the moment. So we're going to have the third one out. We're going to have a deep cover by the looks.
4 for 39 off 7.
Stewart into Treloar. And just wickets, they're just staying in it. Obviously, this current run rate for Unley well ahead of where they need to be. Just probably wouldn't have liked to be 4 wickets down at this stage.
I'm not sure, boys. I look at that field. I think they're all a bit too deep. If Harry just had a look at that, drop and run every time. No pressure on him.
Totally agree with that. Stewart comes in, particularly when you've got two new batters at the wicket. You probably need to take wickets to win this game.
You'd think I would think we'd want to be a bit more attacking, but
Yep.
they're trying to defend there. They know how hard it was to score out there as well, so I can see merit in what he's doing. But as a batsman, I'd just be looking to drop and run.
Totally agree. And if you bowl 2 or 3 cheap overs here, you're right back in the hunt. Stewart comes in again, and that's a great shot.
As I said, he's a happy hooker, this little fella.
Absolutely.
Few mums down there.
Great shot towards
Join the
backward
sun.
square. Lovely shot from Harry Treloar. Gets his first boundary.
Looks like the under-14
So
squad of Unley there have come out for their first hit of the season as well. A lot of boys through Sturt, Adelaide and Southern Districts out there.
And just going to come around the wicket here. Stewart. Try a different angle as he comes into Treloar. Just short of a length. Dropped at his feet for no run. It's a lovely day for cricket out here today. Not a cloud in the sky. Great to be back for this first round of the season. After everything that's happened this year, it's great to be out playing sport. Stewart comes in again. Treloar on the front foot. No run there. A 4 for 43 currently. 32 runs to win. Almost 8 overs gone. Stewart comes in again. Full toss.
You got to be doing something with that, boys, don't you? That can't be a dot ball.
Absolutely. He's not that happy with himself at the end of the over.
See there, he's using a nice Adelaide bat doctor bat there. He's good friends with Matt there. He's looked after him for many years.
Little free Spono.
We got Ozzy Robertson back on again, staying on there. Good. Just had a message from our coach, Tom Monsignor. He said Ozzy's one of his Woodcroft College boys. He'll be wishing him well, but not too well, I would imagine.
A reasonable start for the leg spinner in the first over, taking a wicket.
Having a look here, knowing Jared Enright on strike here, he will look to just drop and run.
Pretty difficult. I'd like to see that mid-off coming up. That's a good little ploy there. As he comes into bowl. Quick through the air again. And you're right, look to drop it straight away.
That's where he is. That's where he'll hit it a lot of the time there. He'll go with the spin and he'll just push the ball out there.
Let's keep an eye on point and see if he reads that and charges in. Robertson in again. Oh, quicker through the air. Big shout for LBW. Scamper through for a quick leg by.
He did. Enright did have a bit of an unlucky run there with LBs for a while. You tell him you don't try and hit it to fine leg when it's on middle. I think he's worked that out now.
Get the left-hander on strike. Treloar.
This is in his zone. He'll go over cow.
Robertson again. A short ball. Didn't quite get up there, did it? It's those length balls a little bit shorter of a length. That was similar length to the stumping ball. It just doesn't quite carry through with the spinner. Skidding through. Robertson again. Into Treloar. A little bit more flighted. I like that speed. That one a little bit more attacking.
Yeah, I think that's a better speed to be bowling at. Also gives yourself a chance with the pitch to do something out of the ordinary.
As he comes in again, and again well bowled. A bit wide of the off stump, perhaps a touch full.
Yeah, I'd actually like Marion to give Shah another over and see how he goes from the other end.
Did bowl well, didn't he? Well, Robertson again as he comes in. Charging down the wicket, Treloar, and short ball, and he's just punched that to deep cow and got a single. So again, Jared Enright. Oh, that's over, apologies. Another good over from Robertson. And you said Robertson impressed you at a association trial a few years ago?
Oh, it was the game we had Samka week out here at Unley. Rob was out all week. He was impressed with my afternoon teas that I was putting on. But no, he was a very good team there. I reckon his lad Tim was in that side, and there's a few other really good lads around that were in it.
Yep. And Graham, it looks like they've got the live stream in their pocket because they've gone with your suggestion. Looks like Shah's coming on again.
It's a good thing that someone does listen to us, boys.
I like it, boys. We're on 1 minute delay, so we already know. We can make out we know what's going on.
Just making sure they get the field right here. Good couple of overs from Marion. We're at 4 for 45. Shah in to Treloar. Not the best start from him, and that's just swung around off the hip down towards fine leg boundary for 4. Easy runs there for Treloar.
I liked the look of Shah then. He turned around and rubbed his hand in a bit of dirt to say that he was a bit sweaty, as all good bowlers do.
Four for 49 as Shah comes in again. Treloar uses his feet really well there and just punches to long on for 1. I think that's the 50 up, boys.
Crowd are excited.
Very. I used to clap the 50. 25 runs to win. Shah just getting the field right. Enright will be on strike. Shah comes in now around the wicket. And was mentioned he likes to drop and run towards that point area. That tried to do it there, didn't quite execute. It's a dangerous shot when you've got a left armer bowling around the wicket. They're generally good with the old arm ball coming in, so you'd want to be wary of that one. Come back well since that first little loosener there, Shah. So he comes in again. Round the wicket. Tried to force it through the offside there was Enright, but couldn't quite beat the man at backward point. Shah in again. Takes the pace off that one. Enright down the wicket. Almost yorked himself and just punched it back to the bowler, and that's another good over. Four for 50. Now, who would you go to here, Graham?
Oh, I think you've got to give Aussie another over. It looks like it is going to be M2. I think he's their key weapon. The only way that they're going to get back into this is if they take a few wickets. And from what we've seen, he's the one that has the chance of taking a couple of wickets in an over. Yeah, I think Unley have gone about this chase brilliantly. If you look at the Marion fielders, they're a little bit flat. Field setting as well. We've mentioned a couple of points that we would change. Obviously, we expert coaches, so that's expected. But yeah, I think this is a big over now. I think if Marion are going to get back into it, Aussie needs to pull a couple out the bag.
Agreed, and we've got the change of ends again after 10. Interesting, they've got the long on back. That's the short boundary. Might just be tempted with the leg spinner to leave the long on up.
We could be in trouble here, boys.
And bowls that one short into the wicket. Treloar couldn't quite find or couldn't quite beat the third man up on the ring. Just a few little changes to the field there. Robertson in again, bowling to Treloar. Bit fuller that time, and there's a wicket. Looked like he went for the old favourite shot over cow. And fantastic catch behind there. Well bowled by Robertson. That's his second as we see the replay. Well, they're wrong in there.
New batsman here with his Adelaide Bat Doctor bat is Bailey Corbin coming to the crease. He was the keeper today. Bailey's 18, another junior through here, spent a bit of time at Sturt. He's come back home, so good lad.
So Treloar out for 11. Again, another little cameo, and 5 wickets down. They just got a little sniff here, Marion. Obviously, as we've said a number of times, Unley 50 chasing 74. They're well ahead of the run rate. Just don't want to lose too many wickets. As we said at the start, you probably want your top 4 to do the majority of the scoring, but now a fresh batsman in. Bowler's taken 2 wickets, tails up. Just gives them a little bit of a sniff.
Good test here. A couple of young fellas going against each other.
Absolutely. And again, new batsman, long off's back. I reckon I'd bring it up. Probably have fielders coming a little bit closer. Just put the pressure on, particularly when it's a young guy coming in.
Let him know about it. Just got a score update here, or game. Para Hills has knocked off Prince Alfred. Para Hills pretty happy with that. They made 4 for 166. Prince Alfred responded with 7 for 97. Just had a quick look at the scorecard there.
Robertson in again. That's a full toss, hit on the pad. A few little questions asked, but not followed through.
Nice innings by Harvey of Box, but at the end Singh came in and smoked 37 off 13. He's done that before for Adelaide Turf as well. He's very big hitter.
Robertson in again, a little bit faster, and he's bowled him. Faster, flatter, skid on off this wicket, crashing into off stump. He gets his third.
Yeah, that's the question. Why are you playing back on this wicket? I don't understand. Get forward. It's not rocket science, boys.
No. As we see a replay, that's just the quicker one, isn't it? Straight on. Top of off. Brilliantly bowled.
Yeah, you just want Marion to now hold the other end. Just now tide over, not give too much away. With Aussie attacking and bowling the way he is, they actually might be in with a sniff, yeah.
6 for 50, still 25 runs.
Sam Powder the crease now. Sam's had a pretty good day with the ball. See what he can do here. He played a couple of good innings last year for us. Saved the A grade on a couple of occasions there. He's a bowling all-rounder.
Come on, boys, get the field up. Get in under his nose. You've got a sniff here. We've still got long off back. Cow corner's not bad. I don't mind that for the short ball. A bit of protection for the bowler. But I can't see him going over long off first ball. Well bowled again there from Aussie. Another grade over, 2 wickets. And we're 6 for 50.
Yeah. Aussie's bowled 3 overs, 3 wickets for just 3 runs. So we called him out as the key bowler. So, yeah, good stuff from the young man. Next bowler looks like it's going to be Tim Scott. Bit of pressure on him now, I think, because he's got to keep the pressure on. Aussie's just got the 1 more over left, so ideally you still want to give him something to bowl with.
And you're happy with a bowling change here, guys, with a quick? Shah still got another one, or would you?
Shah's got 2 up his sleeve. Yeah. I'd be going for the jugular now.
Yeah,
Haven't got many runs. Like, doesn't come off here.
And maybe they think that obviously the quick bowler is more attacking, but sort of think if you can pinch another couple of overs with Shah and make the batters, particularly the new batters, play every ball, it might be an attacking option.
Yeah, maybe the skipper's doing a bit of reverse psychology. Scott got a first baller today, so needs to contribute. Otherwise, the thanks for coming award goes to him, and no one wants that award. So
looks like he's going to be bowling left arm around, and of course, if he gets a wicket first ball, it'll be the greatest captaincy move ever. And
they're bringing him up, boys.
We know absolutely nothing.
Had an interesting year last year, old Scotty. Started in the D grade and made 100, went up to the C grade the next week and knocked up another 100. Good way to start off your career.
Absolutely. Let's see how he goes. Left arm around the wicket. And a good start there. Just angling in towards leg stump. Very whippy action there from young Scott. Bowling to Enright. Does he do the same with the quicks? Does he try to drop and run?
He's a nudger around. He's got a nice...
Oh! Good pace there from Scott. It's just outside the off stump. Good carry through to the keeper. Enright tried to whip that one down to third man. As Scott comes in again. Very nice length into the wicket. Enright looking for a quick single, just dropping the ball at his toes. Wasn't on it that occasion. But Power might need to get ready to run.
Was he watching or was he looking in the crowd?
I think he was very relaxed.
Sammy is a pretty relaxed cat.
Scott comes in. Very good shot there from Enright, looking to come back for the second. Good fielding, prevents that from happening. I think one ball to go this over and needs to close it out here, Scott. Obviously bowling to Power, the new batsman. Just good to get this one full and straight at the stumps. As he comes in again. That was a slow ball, and that's just run down to third man for a single. There's still one ball to go in the over, sorry.
I think there the boys are thinking he's just bowling outside that off stump there. They'll just run it down there.
Yep.
He'll make me look silly here, and he'll spear one in the bottom of the leg, won't he?
As he comes in, just bashes that one into the wicket. And another run down to third man. That is over. 3 runs off that over. I think, as we said at the start of the over, it's an interesting one. That looked pretty comfortable from the batters. That's all they need to do. Three runs. Just work the ball around. Whereas if you're facing the spinner like Shah, there's a bit more pressure. You have to generate your own pace. You can't just drop and run to third man like they did that over.
Well, I think that's been the difference today. Gautam was the only one that could generate a bit of pace when he was batting it. Everyone else is really struggled to time the ball.
So Robertson on to bowl again. This is a big over. This is his last. He's been the wicket taker today. What does he have for us this last over? And a little bit short, and worked into the leg side again by Enright, just for a single.
They're the balls you need to hit for 4, boys. You can't allow them, those half trackers, you can't allow them to nudge that for a single. You'll be giving the bowler no pressure, so he can afford to try a few other things.
Is that his mindset, Enright? You mentioned that's his game. He likes to drop and run. Do you think he is a little bit one-dimensional in that, or does he actually hit a big ball?
Early on, mate, he's obviously wary of the situation. Maybe he's thinking a bit too much about it.
Yep. Robertson again. Comes into bowl. Bit fuller, well bowled.
That's what you want, I think.
Into the block hole, squeezed out there from Power.
Good to see the Unley boys got the memo. It was light pads today. It's about 7 pairs in the change rooms, but everyone's gone for the dark ones.
Robertson in again. Well bowled. And again, as we talked about, that one was hit towards the third man, but obviously with the spinner on, third man's up on the ring and no run. Be interesting to see what his patience is like here, Robinson, whether he tries to take wickets or whether he just closes out the over. A little bit quicker. Short of a length, and that's a great shot through backward point for 2.
Controlled shot there. Didn't try and hit it too hard, did he? Just nudged it for 2, which was smart cricket.
Absolutely. 6 for 53 now. Robinson comes in. Well flighted. Bowled that one well today. I was impressed by spinners who can almost bowl that Yorker length. He's bowled quite a few up there today and executed very, very well.
Yeah, he's only gone for the 6 runs today. 3 wickets. Would want to finish strong here.
Well flighted.
And right on his heels there, he didn't realise it was T20 and you need to be backing up.
But they got through safely in the end. There's a misfield. And that's the end of Robinson. Extremely well bowled. Finishing with 3 4 7 off his 4 overs. Fantastic effort.
That's great from him. And you look at an Unley there, yeah, the franchise Faulkner, he was 2 for 8 off his 4. So both those spinners there, boys, have really put the screws on, made it hard. That's where we've all identified the scoring to slow up through the spin.
Absolutely. And 13 overs gone. 6 for 57. And Scott again. He comes in. Oh. Playing a miss there from Powell. Again looking to run it down to third man. And it'll be interesting to see who they go with next over. Scott in again. Bowling to Power. Slower ball this time. Punched into the leg side as quick pick up and throw, but the only thing in danger there was Enright, as the ball cannoned into his calf. Looks
I think
like
Stansford's
okay.
pulled up lame, hasn't he? He was looking a bit ginger before. I saw him field one earlier, and I don't think he really appreciated having to bend down and get it.
No. Good thing about being captain, you can hide yourself wherever you want. As Scott comes in again, this time to Enright. Again, looking to run it down to third man, and slower ball. Couldn't quite connect.
It's a good delivery by Scott. I think he's also now worked out what he needs to do on this pitch. Yes, good ball, but unlucky that it's gone through for a bye. But
got a terrible bounce there, Rowe, didn't he? Very unlucky. Scott comes in again. This time bowling to Power. The cut shot down, good pick up down at third man. It was flying down to him there and managed to cut it off. Stuck one hand out and only a single. So Enright back on strike. Don't need a wicket here, Marion. As Scott comes in. Oh, there's a chance for a run out. Not quite. Enright managed to get back quickly. It's like he loves the drop and run. You called it before, was. He's hot on that one, always looking to turn the strike over.
Good move here, boys. Close up that gully position. Bring out, now what's he going to do? Is he going to make him try and hit over the top? Just hold your head. Jared's experienced player here.
Hopefully the bowler can execute here. Just keep that same line of length. You don't want to bowl too straight when you've just changed that field. Oh, interesting. He went with a short one.
He's thinking about it now, isn't he?
It didn't get up, but if that was pulled through square leg for 4, he would have got a long stare from the captain.
I'd bowl Shah now if I was you boys.
I agree. I think this...
yeah, you've got to take pace off the ball.
This is a big over, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
In saying that, though, I think Shah's also got his lengths wrong. I think he hasn't, he needs to toss the ball up a little bit more. I think he's tried to do too much with it so far.
It's a tough one. I totally agree with you. And a spinner bowling with the new ball is always hard early, and he hasn't bowled 2 in a row, so it hasn't really had the opportunity to settle into a rhythm. You just sort of bowl one sparingly here or there. It's a tough job when you're a spinner, but he is an experienced campaigner. As you can see, just meticulous about the field. He comes in now, bowling to Power. Quick single. And I think you called it before there was. The field's been pretty deep all day, and that was straight to the fielder and managed to get through for an easy single.
They pushed him back that ball as well, the lad. Young Ollie, I would have had him steaming in to make it hit you past you.
Yep. Shah in again. Took the pace off that one. Big shout for LBW. But I think that one was going down and a leg by.
Nibbles that one around the corner there, the nibbler.
The nibbler. Shah comes in again. Takes the pace off that one, and again single down to the fielder at third man.
Very enticing delivery that one, wasn't it? Bit slower, loopier, and Power to his credit. Didn't go for glory over cow. Played it on its merits.
I feel like the game's just floating here a little bit. I'd like to see them try and make something happen here, Marion. Shah comes in.
It's a better over by Shah. I
Definitely.
think he's asking the right questions, yeah, but the only batsmen are handling it pretty well so far.
Comes in again. Bowling to Enright, just defends again on the offside. Yeah, I'd like to see a close fielder or just do something a little bit creative with the field setting, try and get in the batsman's mind. See if you can buy yourself another wicket. Shah comes in again. Well bowled. Maybe there's a run out. And there is a run out. There it is. Beautifully bowled by Shah. Just took the pace off that one, and fantastic run out there.
Power was a bit late off the mark there. I'm not sure if he heard a call or not.
I think you'd look at the replay. It was a little bit slow with the backup, and certainly I've noticed that Enright likes to go for the quick single, so.
Big Andrew Brown's coming to the crease yet. We haven't seen Denton Basie yet. Finished a few games off in the LAs the last few years. They're obviously holding him in the sheds.
Just again, another wicket there at a crucial time. Makes it very, very interesting. 7 for 63.
74 is not a bad score, boys, by the sounds of it.
5 overs to go. We've got another change of ends. So again, need to put the pressure on. Hunt for another wicket here. Enright's been in for a while. He needs to take responsibility for the rest of this chase.
Tim Stewart back on by the looks of it, boys. Bowl on his full.
Oh, it's still Scott,
Scott,
I think.
sorry,
yeah,
boys.
No, you're just marking his run up out because we've had the change of ends. So, trap for young players, that one.
He's actually bowled very well since he's come into the attack. He's just gone for the 5 runs. We said he needed to be tight. He's done that. It'd be nice if he could get a wicket.
Comes in again. Bowling to Enright. Definitely be charging in if you're at point or extra cover here. It's like fine leg going back now. We've got a forward square leg, probably halfway to the boundary by the time he walks in, as Scott comes in. And just almost an upright sweep there to that player back at fine leg. Another single to Enright. 7 for 64. And it just looks like mid-wicket and cover have just come in a little bit. I like the side of that. Put a little bit of pressure on the new batsman. Scott comes in. And well played off the pads. Oh, very good save down there at fine leg.
Will we call that elegant, boys? What would we call that one?
We call that effective, I think. He's not limping, so he's okay, but dug the knee into the ground and save 2, more importantly, at a time where it's very, very important to save every single run you can.
I feel his pain then, falling on the ground like that.
Scott comes in again. Very well bowled. That's a better line and length.
Brown looks compact there, which is handy.
He does. A bit of time to play himself in here, Brown, but still want to rotate the score. Seven for 66. Scott comes in. Oh, he's hit it straight up in the air, just over mid-on.
Enright was caught ball watching there. He didn't run that first one hard, so gave him an opportunity for 2 there.
Interesting shot from Brown. As we see the replay, flirting with the mid-on fielder. Just didn't quite go the way of the Unley fielder as Scott comes in for his last ball of the over. And just on the front foot, Enright bunts it to cover. And that is over. 7 for 67. And 4 overs to go now. And it looks like we'll have another bowling change. This could be Williams.
Yeah, it looks like Williams.
Yeah.
I would have gone with Shah again. I think he finally got it right in his last over. I think, Williams is all about pace. He's bowled well 3 overs for 1 wicket for 12. But you need pace off the ball, and I think with the pressure on now, pace is going to play into Unley's hands.
They definitely need a wicket. That's the key. So there you go to your main striker. We'll see if it works as Williams comes in. Bowling to Brown. And he's got a wicket. LBW straight away.
Skipper knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. That was one they needed. Geez, this is going to come down to the wire, boys. 8 for 67, chasing 74. They need 8 runs. Stroke of genius captaincy there, Graham.
Yeah, well, going down leg to me, boys. Oh, sorry, I've got a blue shirt on, have I? Yeah.
Slight angle there from the camera as well. But that's a fantastic comeback ball from Williams. Under pressure, first ball to execute that line and lengths first up.
There's Denton Basie coming in now for the Gunners.
The finisher, as you said before.
Oh, he's done it a few times. He's very popular with the boys around the place. His dad's one of the attendants in Adelaide Oval, so looks after the visiting internationals and Shield teams. So we've had a lot of presents given to us over the years from Dents.
Ah, is that Ian? Is that?
It is indeed.
The great man.
He gets around. What's he giving you?
No, I used to work with Ian. I worked around the international scene and was there when Ian made his debut as a roomie. He's a great guy.
Long time servant of the Prospect District Cricket Club as well, Ian.
And I can say all the international players that meet him speak very, very highly of him. So he's a quality person, Ian. As Williams comes in again. Oh! Struck on the pad, first ball there, Basie. A few little nerves there in the Unley camp.
Good little story from coming from the Adelaide Oval camp was that Mark Kelly in our one days, when he went over to play in England for Liverpool, back in the day, he had Faf du Plessis as a teammate. Faf was a young buck. Ian got him to sign a shirt and say, "Who is Mark Kelly?" Because Mark was telling everyone Faf was his mate. We're going out together.
I would have thought Ian would have told him that story after his 100 on... I think it was 100 on debut, Faf, at Adelaide Oval as well.
That was quite funny. Mark got presented at presentations. Who is Mark Kelly? And got a few photos over the years as well with internationals with Unley gear on.
Fantastic. Williams comes in again. Bowls to Basie, struck on the pads and it's out again. Another LBW. Happy with the call yet there, Graham? Or no,
yeah, it's been brilliant over from Sean Williams. He's bowled quick, he's bowled straight, he's hit a very good length. Batsman again. Ooh. actually not much wrong there with the batsman, to be honest. Just a really good delivery. Yeah, they're under pressure now, Unley.
Absolutely.
He's the president coming in now. Ollie Smith did open the batting last year as well in the A grade on occasion.
So 9 for 67, Unley. Chasing 75. They still need 8.
Which way do we think this is going to go?
Wow. I would say from experience, I know that Unley like getting runs 9 down.
I wouldn't imagine. I'd imagine just a nice little French cut here. One of my favourite shots to get off the mark.
And that's the thing, obviously 8 runs is a couple of little nicks past the keeper and it's game over. So Williams in. And he looks strong there, the Prez, on the front foot.
Oh, he'd be enjoying this. He loves the limelight, the big fella. Bit of banter going on out there between the Wiz and Ollie there, I reckon.
Absolutely. And it's great to see the fight from Marion here. They've bowled really well.
I think we did touch on it's a hard wicket to score on, isn't it?
Definitely.
With that, Unley's rate has been relatively okay, but they're just losing wickets at key times. No one's really got on with it for them.
Williams comes in again. Bowling to Smith. They get through for a single. And that is the end of the over. He'll retain the strike. 9 for 68. Fantastic over under pressure there from Williams. Every over key at this point of the game.
Yeah, he finishes with very good stats there. 4 overs, 3 wickets, 12 runs. Can't quite see who's...
Looks like Scott to me, boys.
I think it's Stewart.
Maybe Stewart.
Yeah.
Stewart.
Saving Scott for...
I'm going well here.
A few beers in.
This is the over here, boys. Stewart comes in. Oh, that's a big... Oh!
I should get 2 leg
And
buys.
they've
I think he's called it runs.
It'll be interesting to see if it's leg buys or... It is leg buys. I'd be very interested to see a replay there. That was a great start from Stewart.
Had some murmurs behind me.
Yeah, that...
Oh, well down leg.
I know the umpire was asking me for the link to this match so I can watch the replay later, so maybe text us back and let us know what you think of that one tonight. As Stewart comes in again. Oh, another
there's
inside
my French
edge
cut
from Smith, and he gets another run. Every run is crucial.
Looks like he's getting a little bit of tail in there, doesn't he, the young fella?
He does. There's 71 now. Just four runs to win. At least we got a close game, boys, for our first one. It's great to see. Stewart comes in again. Enright on strike this time. Oh, and that's very close. And the fingers up. Marion have won it. Was has just left. That's unbelievable bowling from Stewart. Another LBW. As we see the replay. Enright was the set batsman. And yeah, I think it's pretty hard to argue with that one. He got a long way across trying to drop it on the leg side. And that's a fantastic win from Marion. Managing to defend just 74 runs. Great bowling effort there.
Silence from the Unley boys at the moment.
There is.
Especially in the commentary box.
There, absolutely. Running through the scorecard from the Unley innings. Adenayaka was 2. Faulkner made 6. Sonny Gautam with a little cameo at 17. Harath made 12. And at that point, when Sonny and Harath were going, we thought Unley were going to coast home. But they managed to stick with it, Marion, and then the next batter in was Treloar, who made 11. Enright made 4. Corbin didn't trouble the scorers, was out for a duck. Power made 8. Brown 3. Basie out third ball for a duck. And Smith was a not out batsman on 2. Finishing all out for 71. The bowling, Williams 4 overs, 3 for 13. Shah 3 overs, none for 12. Stewart bowled very well, 3.2 overs, 2 for 25. And Robertson 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 7. And Scott also an impressive 3 overs, none for 9. And boys, how did you see it? Graham, how did you how did you see the Marion bowling effort?
Very good comeback there from Marion. I was a little bit worried about them midway through the innings. They just looked a little bit flat in the field. It looked a little bit too easy for Unley. But Aussie pulled them back in it, and the rest of the bowlers followed after that. Very impressive stuff from Sean Williams. Skipper didn't listen to us there, and that's probably why they've won the game. I think the bowling in the last 5-6 overs was just a much better length, much better line. They didn't give anything to the batsman. So yeah, very good comeback from Marion. Unley, if I was an Unley player today, I would be a little bit upset. I think it wasn't easy. Set themselves up very well. It was an easy, not a stroll to the finish line, but they set themselves up well, and just kind of forgot what got them into that good position. So I'm very happy with the way it ended there from Marion.
Yeah, you look at the halfway mark and Unley were coasting. They were doing it quite easily, and then a couple of wickets and a bit of pressure, and very, very well bowled at the end there. I think Aussie Robinson there really dictated the terms. Bowled a couple of looser deliveries, but the boys didn't put it away. They didn't put him under any pressure at all. And you're looking at a kid playing in the seniors, you try and dominate them a little bit or whatever, put them under pressure. But they'll learn from this, the boys. Come back. Last year we had them in the minor round as well. Marion and Unley met, and Unley just got over the line in the minor round, and we met in the grand final where Marion got over the line. So let's hope history repeats itself. We meet each other in the grand final and Unley sneaks through.
And the decision to bowl first, do you think that'll be something they'll reflect on, or you think it was obviously if you bowl a team out for 74 or keep a team to 74, you're probably pretty happy with your bowling effort?
Oh, definitely, mate. I mean, we would have been patting ourselves on the back, and after the 10 over mark, a few of the boys would have their feet up in there, I suppose. But T20, first game of the year, wicket didn't have a great amount of preparation, as we saw. It was slow. You can attribute that to the rain during the week. I think it was fantastic that the curators got it up in time. There's a lot of games that got cancelled. I was very surprised Grange didn't get away, which you look at Grange and Port Districts, both areas there that usually hold the water, that side of town, with the sand based, and they didn't get away. A couple of other games didn't get away at all. It was good that the other ones did, but yeah, just think, obviously tough to bat out there. We've looked at the first game, and I rolled up at about the 15 over mark, and Unley were 1 for 80 or something like that. They ended up with 4 for 108. So, I had a couple of decent players in that team as well that played there. A-grade captain was in there. His brother as well that plays second grade at Adelaide Uni played for us as well. So they had some very, very good batsmen.
Yep.
Obviously very hard to score out there. No value for shots, the longer grass or whatever. That'll come. That'll get cut back a bit in a couple of weeks. But yeah, hey, good game of cricket. I think two good teams played. They played it in the right spirit.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, let's say cricket was the winner today, eh?
The spirit was fantastic. And you just look at that partnership. I think Unley lost wickets at key times, and a few set batsmen. You look at the experience of Gautam and Harath. As we said before, that partnership, they were kind of coasting then, and if they went on and probably batted another couple of overs, it would have been done very, very quickly. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be from an Unley perspective, and Marion just kept their nose in it all day.
Yeah, I think it's, if you look at across both innings, I mean, Nick Malia, 18 years old, he kind of showed what you needed to do today, and that was just stay at the crease. He battled hard. got the runs, however, took the runs however they came, put up a decent score in the end. Whereas sometimes with Unley, they try to play the perfect shot towards the end after they lost a few wickets, and I think that caught up with them. But saying that again, I think Marion, second half of the bowling of their innings, they pulled it together properly. The field placings were a little bit better, a little bit more attacking. So it was good day out. Good to see cricket being played again. If the rest of the season is going to be like how today's game was, we're in for a good one.
Absolutely. And boys, we've got to name a player of the game. Obviously, a few good efforts with the ball. I probably would have thought that no batter put their hand up for the chocolates today. So what are we thinking? Graham, maybe?
Well, I think the game changer was definitely Austin Robertson,
Yep.
The young 16-year-old leg spinner. I think he's got them back into the game. He took the key wickets, bowled it how he needed to bowl it on this pitch. So that would be my vote.
Oh, I'm with you, mate. Like economical, a leggy's easy to get away. Like they can bowl those ones. They got away. He bowled, I reckon, 2 bad balls today. They both went for singles.
Yep.
He bowled fantastic, put the pressure on there, and he set him up for the win. So I'd have him as my man of the match.
His pace through the air was fantastic, and 3 for 7 with 1 maiden off his four overs. I agree with you, boys. I think definitely the man of the match, Aussie Robinson. So well done to him. Hopefully the boys buy him a few drinks back at the Marion Club tonight. That's almost it from us. So last word, Graham, thanks for joining us today. How'd you find it?
Yeah, no, it was good. I think I'm off to a good start. I did pick Austin Robertson as the one to look out for. Tim Stewart was also the other pick, but that's because I was getting kicked in the back from his father. So. But really good. Looking forward to being back.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Well done today. And thanks for your insight, mate. Obviously from an ATCA perspective, but also from an Unley Club perspective. How'd you find it? Obviously the result didn't go your way.
Oh, thanks for having us, guys. I was only meant to be here for 5 minutes, and I know you tried to move me out the seat many a time, and I just ended up staying. But
we'll just look at the call. He's got about 40 missed calls from the missus. So.
You said you were going to Bunnings. I said, yeah. Give us a minute, honey. No, but thanks. I think it was good to play cricket. Like with what's gone on around the world with COVID and all that, getting in there's been some good decisions made within Adelaide turf, getting the games together. Everyone understands what we need to do. Like, we're doing the right thing. So I just think, well done to everyone, and just keep playing cricket.
Absolutely, and thank you to everyone behind the scenes, Brodie and everyone. Thank you to our sponsors, Sports Interactive and Dartfish, which have come up on the screen there. ATCA, Unley and Marion Cricket Clubs for hosting us today and having us here. It was a fantastic day for cricket. Marion fought hard to the end, and they were the ones that got over the line today, defending 74. They've taken out round 1 of the O'Neill's Sports T20. Look out for the next episode of Stumps, which will be streaming soon. If you haven't seen the first one, fantastic interview with Warren. So check that one out online. And until next time, I'm Ben Tippett.